So
You're just accumulating points because I don't play in tournaments. It's like the APP
exactly,
thing. Yeah.
exactly. But we are so excited to bring you guys episode 4 of Thursday premiere night here at All In Pickleball Gym, sponsored by Elders Helpers, as mentioned before, down in the court. And we will start off with our volley zone, where we have the 4 courts going at one time for the preliminary round, and then we will move to semifinals 1 and 2 and finals, which will all be streamed here on Championship Court.
Yep. So this is the second of the mixed nights, and we brought in some talents from the other side of the state. It's a little bit
tons of new teams.
Tons of new teams, and it was really competitive the last time. It felt like we didn't get out of here until well after 10 p.m. But tonight, I think it's going to be even more competitive.
I think so too.
Have a couple of people who've played in some pro draws.
Yeah.
Senior pro
couple
medalists.
New teams too.
And some new partnerships. Jenna mentioned meeting her partner for the first time, so it's going to be exciting. So
yeah,
I'm
really
looking forward to it. I think we're going to have some really exciting matches here tonight. So, and I'm excited.
Any early on predictions?
You know, I think the 1 seed is the 1 seed for a reason. So Jaron and Downey are going to be very, very tough to beat.
Yes, agreed.
I think the rest of the draw is going to be really competitive, though.
I agree.
And I do think a team like Jenna and Kevin, and even the 8th seed, Monica and Jared, who will play a very athletic style, they can create, like they said, create some chaos, have nothing to lose, go down swinging, and I think they'll be tough outs for some teams also. So, and do not look past here, Nancy.
My girl Nance.
Yeah, and what is her partner's first name?
I think it's I think that he goes by Opie.
Opie, okay, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I watched them warm up and play their warm-up game, and they are going to be very tough. They're the team I mentioned having played in a senior pro draw. You said they medaled, right?
Yes, I think they medaled last month, 2 months ago.
Okay.
I think that's what their bio said. So, yeah, I mean, Nancy's super tough. She's been playing senior pro for a couple of years now, and I play a lot of women's with her, and her age is no factor to her. I mean, she can rip the ball. She can place the ball wherever she wants. She is one of the most solid players out there. So,
and they're going to, first round here, take on a very tough team of Kyle and Allison Worthy. I think they're one of 2 husband-wife combos tonight, right? Along with Scott and Abby.
Scott and Abby are back for more.
So as we mentioned last time, our goal for them, we just want them to leave happy and leave in the same car.
And I mean, Abby and Scott must have, because they're back. They didn't have enough last time, so they're like, we want more.
Right. Yes, we didn't have to use our counselor at all. So let's give it another shot.
So we will start here on Championship Court with our 4 and 5 seeds. So we like to start with the 4 and 5 seed here on Championship to give them, they are by rating going to be our closest little matchup here to start. So this will be a really good one. Like mentioned before, everyone's kind of in purple, so I can't even do colors, but I am going to shout out Kyle and Allison because someone finally listened to me and decided to match, and I came running up to them. I think they were so confused, but I was like, I'm so excited to see you guys matching. You were so cute. Love the colors. So I told them I would shout them out, and Allison said, I listened to all of your comments when Kyle's playing. So
well,
I gave her the little in, you know.
That's going to be my reminder to always speak about these players as if their families are listening to you.
Hey, we always say good things.
We do,
but I mostly just say, like, why doesn't anyone want to match? That's really what I want to say.
It's nice to know that we have some influence here.
Yeah.
Why do none of the teams ever tip the broadcast team?
That's a good idea. Yeah. We should put a little to like, hey, we'll plug you a little bit more if you give us, a little something.
See, I didn't know we had that kind of influence. I should have been.
You should always
been pushing that.
I mean, you might not, but I definitely do. Listen.
So let's bio these teams. Allison is 28 from Grand Blanc and played high school tennis. Kyle is from Brighton, also 28, and played college golf.
Honestly, I can see it.
And
he looks kind of like a golf guy.
Let's have a little bit of a golf.
Yeah, I can see that.
Allison's pickleball goal for this year is to beat her husband. That will not be accomplished tonight, although it's not 2024
But his was to not lose to her.
Not to lose to her. Okay, yeah, that.
No, to not lose to her.
Not to lose to my wife.
Wait, now I have to reread this. Yeah, right?
They must have worked on those together.
But hers is to beat him, and his is not to lose to her. So really, like.
It's the same goal. It's nice when couples can come together and have the same.
We love to see it.
It's okay. Nancy, she wrote 60 UGG as her age, but
that is the most Nancy thing I've ever heard in my life.
But if I am doing this at 60, the way she. Well, shoot, if I could play like her at 39
If you
right
could play
now,
like her right now,
yeah,
you'd be a lot better
I'd
than you are.
Yes, thanks, Tori. But I actually won't argue with that.
I mean, the thing is too is she's tiny. Like she's just, but she hits the ball harder than anyone out
she
there.
She does actually. I've
like
played.
She rips.
I've played some rec with her, and she put a lot of balls away on my behalf. So I'm not going to argue that point.
I think also age gives you smarts, right? Like she's gonna put the ball where you don't want it, and she can do that. She's got it. She's got it down.
So she played high school and college tennis. Grew up in Grosse Pointe Woods and now lives in Canadian Lakes. Which
yeah, and she has her own court up there, and I know she gives a lot of
pickleball
lessons.
Scene in Canadian Lakes.
So if you're in that area and looking for lessons, I do think she gives some lessons out to people.
Okay. So her partner is Orestes. So he goes by OB because it's Orestes Baez. He did not put his hometown.
He didn't give us anything.
Else. So we're just going to make it up. He is from...
well, he has to be... For them to play together, he has to be above 55, right? To play in senior and super senior, you have to be above 55, I believe.
Yeah.
So if they... It looks like they played together in the APP Atlanta in September. So we are assuming they played together, since this was both of their last medals. And so we will assume that they are similar in age, maybe from the same area. So, yeah.
Well, what hometown are we going to make up for him?
Let's do Canadian Lakes.
Canadian Lakes? All right.
No, you know what? I think I looked him up, and I think he's from the east side of the state, actually.
Farmington.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I saw him on Duper or something, and he's on the east side.
Based on his name, I was going to give him something a little more international, but we'll go Farmington. There's somewhat diverse.
Yeah, I mean, Downey put, she's from Seoul, so she has her international touch to the crew out here. But we are going to get started here on Championship Court for one of our quarterfinal games here. Lots of purple, lots of black. So.
Side out.
And I will say one thing about Nancy is she loves the backhand.
See that.
She loves her backhand. That is her shot. That is what she wants to hit.
Point.
And that might have been a little confusion there.
Yeah, a little confusion. Well, she called the switch.
She did. I saw her put it up. Oh, look, he's saying my sign is different than your sign. Okay, there we go.
How did they play an entire APP tournament together?
Maybe they never had to switch. That's a good ball by Kyle. Look for him to really take up the middle there and assert himself. And
2-0-1.
Wait, also, why were they in a position to have to switch? What?
Okay, Nance.
Why did they switch when they were at 0? They started this way.
Because Nancy loves her backhand, so she loves to play left side. Yeah, she's gonna want to play left side.
That's why you're here, to tell me things like that.
Yes, I've played with Nancy, Allison, and Kyle quite a bit, so I do know. Allison also loves her backhand. That's one of her favorite shots. She's super consistent player. Really good at mix because she keeps the ball in play and lets her male partner really set up nicely. So look for her to just super nice, super supportive, and really let Kyle do his thing out there.
0-3-1.
That's a couple of big drives there by OB.
What is he playing with? Oh, is that the new gearbox?
I believe it is, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
I need to see this paddle. That's the new gearbox, I'm pretty sure, and I've been hearing crazy things about this paddle. Yes.
0-3-2.
So was his second ball called out there?
I don't know if they called that out or not.
It must have been, because now it's 1-3.
It's a good spot.
All right. So then the question is, what is he playing with?
He is playing with a gearbox. You can
Oh,
see
it
he's
is a
sponsored
gearbox.
by
It's just
them.
not the new one.
I don't know if it's the new one or not, but I haven't seen a
3-1-1.
gearbox with an edge guard. That's why I thought it was the new one.
Point. Four, 1-1.
Yes, lots of controversy around the new gearbox. I have heard this.
What new
Ooh.
paddle doesn't give you an unfair advantage
Point.
at this point, huh?
Well, I was just listening to a podcast. The MLP said that 1,500
5-1-1.
paddles failed the paddle testing.
Yeah, I saw.
They were
yeah,
they were
that's what I'm-
asking fans
that's
for
what
their
I'm talking
paddles
about, yeah.
because they didn't have any to
Second
play with
server.
because they were confiscating them.
I
Love
know,
that.
I know my Electrum would pass.
The good old Electro.
5-1-2.
Woo,
Side out.
just out. Yeah, so
the Verkikes with an early 2-0 lead.
yeah, against our winners from last episode.
I
of
know they were saying
mixed.
that they weren't, Erica and Zach are a tough team, but they weren't unhappy with this draw because they at least know their games. They've played against each
Yeah.
other.
Second
Yep.
server.
And they've been playing together a lot more now, too. So I think, the more you play with someone, the more you can mesh and figure out what you guys are doing. So
They actually
1-5-2.
practiced yesterday against the owner of All In Pickleball Gym, Mr. Dan McConnon, and myself. And
did they
so
beat you?
No. So, well, I mean, they did some, right? We played a lot of games, but
Category.
but we're saying
Side out.
we're
I
rooting.
like that
we're,
your immediate answer was no.
we're rooting for them to do well tonight, so that we can say it was because of us.
1-5-1.
Well, you just hit it in the net. Is that because of you, too?
Well, because we didn't dink.
Dinking.
I'm kidding.
Speaking of
Mistake.
dinking, I haven't seen a whole lot of dinking in any of these games yet.
No. There is. I mean, the game is kind of going that way, right? Like everybody's so good at taking good. You can hit a really good drop, and people can still hit good shots off of them.
Here's my thing about that. I think that's what separates the good players from the elite players is the ones that can play really fast, but then slow down a fastball good enough
Right.
to where the person can't attack it again.
Yes.
Like those are the people that are starting to make a difference
Agree.
in professional pickleball.
6-1-2. Side out.
It's a ball that Scott
see it.
usually likes.
Couldn't overrule.
That it. Abby tried a lob there. She had mentioned yesterday that she might try a couple, especially because Erica lobbed so much. She was going to lob the lobber. Brand new tattoo on her left arm, by the way, for celebrating 15 years of marriage. So congrats to them. It would be a nice anniversary present, I think, to come away with this first round victory.
Wow, good defense. Looks like we got ooh, nice serve by Erica, who is also switching up her paddles again. Looks like she's back with the black ace. She was a big gearbox gal.
She was.
So she's playing with the Selkirk for a little bit too, it sounded like, and landing on this black ace, I think.
She always said the gearbox helped her with tennis elbow.
Yes, that's
Yep.
what I have heard as well. So yeah, hopefully, well, and the ace is very similar weight and design-wise, I believe,
Yep.
to the kind of material and everything, but maybe a little bit more power, which I know she's always looking to add. So
Must be something about that that edgeless paddle
Yeah.
that helps with that.
maybe. I think it's the material that the paddle is made of, because that paddle is only like 10 millimeters. So I think it's a different material. It's not like carbon fiber like some of these other ones are.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, Soph.
Oh. So we will go down to Soph, who has an intel on a little drama happening on championship court here.
So looking at these players on the court. Hey, so we are watching championship court, and if you may have noticed, there was just a timeout taken and both teams talking to the ref. What had happened is that there was a disputed out ball where one team called it out, the other one said it was in by miles. Both teams conferred with the ref, who had already moved on to the next point. And so that ended up causing frustration with Kyle and Melissa, who eventually took a timeout just to recompose themselves. So it'll be exciting to see where the momentum leans now.
So they, Kyle and Allison had a shot that they thought was in that was called out by the opponent, and then Bob had already moved to the next point. Is that what you're saying?
I believe that is correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of wondering what was
Did
going
they
on.
play the next point then before the dispute got settled?
I am not sure. I will try and get that information from Bob after we watch a little bit more play, and we can come back to that. Because I haven't seen that happen that often in tournaments, so it's an interesting situation.
And right there you see Allison reaching for that backhand she loves. She just misses it wide there, but a good look for her. Looks like Kyle kind of wanted the forehand too.
Yeah, I think it surprised her a little bit.
I think so too. But they are up with a big lead, and all games will be best 2 out of 3. First team to 11 winning by 2. If they go to a third game, they will switch sides at 6. So first person to 6 will get the side change. And on this court, I have seen a ton of out balls. A ton of out balls, whether it's a serve,
So
a
many
return.
outballs.
Just a lot of out balls. So look for people to kind of dial it in here.
Okay, here we go to court 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
Where
Our number 2 seed, Nick and Melissa. Melissa is new to Thursday premiere night. Nick
there's that Kevin serve who we said was going to be a huge problem
Yeah.
for their opponents. Obviously, they seem to be handling it pretty well, but that thing comes off his paddle with some real smoke.
Yeah, you can really see.
And he follows it up like he just did there.
Yeah,
He missed that
Kevin-
shot, but he will come in and
Kevin
attack.
is an extremely athletic player. I've actually played in a tournament with
Am I
Kevin.
on the monitor or live?
So I have played a tournament with Kevin, and he is a super, super athletic mixed player. He takes up a lot of space. He is a little terrifying to be across from on the net. You definitely
Yes.
want him on your team because he is a strong player. And he honestly really plays his best when he's playing a little bit into the chaos. Like, he plays really well there.
And Jenna is good at that too.
She
so
is,
but
yeah, she
But they
is.
haven't played together much.
No, so that's definitely going to be something that they're going to have to quickly adjust to. But both very good players, and definitely could be a force out there if they can play their game and set each other up for some really good points, which with Kevin's heavy ball.
So
Definitely
our you saw the quick shot of all the matches. Our most competitive matches right now between the 1 and the 8th seed, Jared and Monica. We're down only 5-3 over there. So
And I have, Monica is a good friend of mine. I was texting her and I was like, you excited to play? You guys got the 1 seed. And she's like, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good game. And I was like, honestly, I feel like you want to play the 1 seed first, right? Like, get them when they're a little bit cold. I don't think Downey and Jaren have played together a ton, if at all. So I feel like it's like, get them when it's early. You know
You're
what I
gonna
mean?
play them, yeah.
Yeah.
First is probably
Like,
good.
And you don't have anything to lose. And so that one's going to be, that's a fun one. Yeah, we should definitely try to get some more points up on that one. So right here we have game one finishing. Zach and Erica take game one there. And it looks like Nick and Melissa took game one on court 3. Everyone else is still in game one.
Yeah, that is correct. Nick and Melissa ended up winning, I think, 7-10 or 10 or 11-7. And so fun game to watch. I did notice they were walking off the court. They said, you know, we're getting into it now, and sounded like they were pretty confident that they'll get the next one. So we'll see what happens. So far, it looks like they're on a roll.
Yeah, I know they play and practice together a little bit over on the east side, so they are slightly familiar with each other's games, which is definitely, with a draw this deep, bonus for sure. And back on championship here, we have the game with a monster serve off of Kyle's paddle.
I was going to say that earlier. He's got a big serve.
Yeah, wow. He is really hitting a great serve tonight. And
I don't know if you guys can see court 4 over here, but we have a really interesting timeout paddle situation.
Go ahead, Soph.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but during this timeout, Jaron and Downey both left their paddles standing straight up on the court.
Oh, I have seen people do that.
Maybe a call to the fact that they're still standing and that they're planning on coming back and taking this game. But not if Jared has anything to say about it.
So we are back in the all-in volley zone here, where you can see all 4 games going on at once. And
now we're out of it.
Now we are into the 1 versus 8 seed. We have Jared and Monica, who we also saw in our first mixed episode, and then Downey and Jaron, who are our number 1 seed. We've seen Jaron quite a few times. This is Downey's first time playing here. I've also played with her, and she is definitely one of the top women in Michigan. Very, very good player.
I mean, of the non-pros, right, she would probably be
the highest,
the best amateur. Like, at least in Duper, she is.
Yeah.
And I think that.
Yeah, she is really good. Just good decision making, really hard shots, good placement. Sorry, Downey.
Broadcast jinx. Yep.
It's fun watching this game as I look around, being down here on the courts. There's a lot of speed coming from every court, and I think that Jaron and Downey are really trying to do a good job of, playing their game. Of course, there's a hands battle, as I mentioned, softness, but wow. Maybe never mind, but
I think as everyone gets a little bit more warmed up, we'll start seeing a little bit of, for lack of a better term, more traditional pickleball, where we have some dinking points and maybe a little bit more of the guys getting set up by their female partners and being able to take over and finish some shots.
That's a great shot there by Downey, but kept in the point by Jaron. So after they started a little bit tough in this game with Jared and Monica, Downey and Jaron are starting to pull away a little bit.
And right there, I just saw Kevin absolutely murder a ball in the middle of the court there as he comes in with his drive. And
there it is again.
There it is again. When Kevin is in the zone, he is so tough to beat.
He can, and then serve again.
Yeah.
He can win a lot of free points, and he can get on fire and rattle off a lot of points quickly.
Oh, Melissa is in the back of the net as she gets taken down by his serve. My goodness. But that ball was deep, so they did have a side out.
Downey and Jaron just took game 1, 11-4, which was 5-3 when we flipped over to that one. So
they were the last one still in game 1, I believe, and everyone else is on game 2 now. All right, here we go. 5-5 in game 2 here. Melissa's got the serve. So Melissa is making her first appearance here at All In Pickleball Gym for Thursday premiere night. Jenna has played in 1. Nick has played in 1, and Kevin is also making his first appearance here.
It is, yep. Melissa, a very accomplished player herself.
Yes.
I think she, Duper-wise, is she second to Downey in this?
I'm not sure, because I think Erica's in there too somewhere.
Oh, yeah, yep. But
So
they're all very close,
they're
very
all
high.
very close. They're all very good, really solid players. I've played against Melissa a couple times, and she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. She has
I
a
don't know
great
if you guys
forehand.
noticed, but on this court with Melissa and Nick, 3 players missed serves in a row. So both Melissa and Nick gave up their serve. Kevin also put it into the net, and it took Jenna to finally get a ball over,
And
which
they
just
won the
speaks
point.
to the intensity here.
So Melissa is 37 from Grand Blanc. Nick is 26 from Pinckney. Both from similar parts of the state-ish. Melissa played tennis and soccer. Nick played college tennis.
And still coaches.
Jenna is from Lakeshore. She's Holland. Kevin is a Grand Rapids original. Went to South Christian.
GR, baby.
Played tennis and has played pickleball for quite a while.
Yeah, wow, there's a lot of just really strong shots here. Not a lot of rallies. Kind of just 3-shot points here.
That's what Kevin and Jenna want,
Yeah,
I think. And
definitely.
they're drawing Nick and Melissa into their game a little bit more in this second game than in the first.
I love when we go to the all-in volley zone and like 3 balls are just sailing out
It's
at the same time. That's how hard
synchronicity.
everyone is hitting the ball
So
right now.
Nancy and OB off to an early 2-0 lead, so they're maybe figured some things out here and
Oh, that just hits in.
off to an early lead.
Oh, he called that out. Okay. So that ball was out.
Bob confirmed it.
Okay, but maybe they overturned it? Oh, no. Okay.
Nope.
Nope, side out.
Just getting into the right spot.
Let's see. It looks like Erica and Zach have a early lead here on Scott and Abby. They didn't play Scott and Abby last time, did they? In the first game? I don't remember.
Well, they may have not in the, no, because they made their way through the bracket. Scott and Abby lost their first match they played in the points draw.
That's
I
right.
think, in the back draw.
But again, all Grand Rapids players, so a little bit more familiar with each other's games, having played each other in different settings for sure. Probably our most familiar matchup of all the games, I would say.
Yeah, I would think so, unless couple of these East Side teams have played each other a bunch.
Yeah, that's true. Because with a couple new partnerships, I would say there. So.
Oh, that's a nasty drop
Yeah,
from
that's
Kevin.
a really good
When
drop.
he can
They
get his,
just took the game.
when he can
Oh,
drop, when he can
not quite.
hit those drops in addition to his power and what he does on his serve, that's
Yeah, he's got some good spin
really
for
tough.
sure.
That's a really good return by Melissa. That ball took a funny hop. I could even see it.
I think that
on
was his spin from his serve.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, the off the bounce of the serve, it
Yeah.
took a funny hop, and she
And then
cracked a
she,
really good
yeah,
return
and then
off
she
of that.
used that. Oh, and
Speaking of funny, maybe it's time to change out that
Yeah.
ball.
oh no, they're sticking with it. Maybe they're just hitting with a ton of spin. I could see that too. I mean, Nick has a really big tennis background, so I
I'm
think
gonna
he's
blame it a
definitely
little
able-
bit on the Dura.
He's definitely able to get some movement on that ball. All right, so second serve here.
Good job handling that.
Yeah.
Usually, when Kevin gets to fire a forehand, the point ends in his favor.
Yeah, she handled that really well, and she even took some off of it by releasing her paddle. I think she had 2 hands on it, and she kind of released because she knew she didn't want to overhit it too far out, and there she does it again.
Yep.
I think she's cutting that ball, and it's changing the trajectory because of the spin that Jenna and Kevin have on their shots. Wow, so tough game. So
Super
timeout
competitive.
here.
Yep, timeout.
All
So
right.
we're gonna go over here to court 2.
And it looks like
Which, by the way, if you want to watch a focused cam on just any one of these courts, you can do that. There are other streams for.
there's an individual
each court.
stream for each court, yeah.
That's a much more compact way of saying what I was trying to say.
He hasn't been here for a very long time, so some of us are just more
I
professional.
know one week off, and all of a sudden I can't get words
He can't
out.
speak. Oh, looks like they're in a timeout too. Lots of intense timeouts now. Maybe we can flip to a different
A lot
court
of
here.
intense points. Maybe people are getting
Feisty.
take a little breather too.
All right, let's see. Oh, we got a timeout on that court too. Oh, there's the standing paddles down
Wow,
on court
look at
5.
that.
Very impressive.
Oh,
Did that go
Kevin,
over?
It did go over.
Okay. I was like, did that go over? Oh my gosh. All right, so this is for
10-8.
game point here to go to game 3.
Oh, Kevin
Oh.
went for it.
And he's laughing. He knows. He's got to, he's got to do it.
Yeah.
When he gets a hold of those balls, it is normally a winner. We'll say that.
Oh, he ends it on his serve. That thing is. I played against it the other night. It is.
I've
It
heard
is
from a
very
couple
tough.
people it is
Yeah.
tough. And when you have a little bit more limited space as well, it is even harder to return.
So we have some people in Grand Rapids, I think, that can really serve the ball.
Yeah, I would agree.
But his is another. It's like the gap between his and whoever has the next hardest serve, I think, is pretty large.
There might be some, definitely some help along the way there. But yeah, I agree. Definitely a super tough serve.
Are you suggesting that his paddle's hot?
I think we should introduce
I'm
paddle
saying
testing.
nothing. I'm saying nothing. Oh, and a rare missed serve from Erica. That's the
That's
announcer's
the black
curse.
ace.
Yeah, too much power.
Too much.
So this is from match point here. And Zach and Erica are winners from last season, or sorry, episode, do take their first game. So we'll be seeing them in the semis.
We will. And apparently Dan and I didn't do a good enough job prepping heavy. They were like, wow, these people hit a lot better shots than the two schlubs we played yesterday.
So back in championship, we have Kyle and Allison are up 8-4. Just some really big balls on this court. I mean, this is the court that's right in front of us. So even when we're looking on the screen at other courts, we're able to see a lot of shots on this court. And man, I've seen more balls hit
Like a
5
lot
feet out on this court than most times.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant big balls as in bravery.
I'm going like heavy hit
Oh,
balls.
okay. Yeah.
I mean, they are swinging away down here.
Which it also takes big balls to do.
Yeah, totally. Oh, tough shot.
So Kyle and Allison, they both can hit with a lot of power.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love Allison's, her paddle has like glitter on it.
she
I'm
glitter
loving
bomb
that.
her paddle.
I'm
Is it-
loving it. Oh,
that-
what a get.
Oh yeah, I see that. The glittery edge guard.
Yeah, I love that.
That seems like a pretty Tory thing to do. You should.
I'm
look
going
into
to need to
that.
talk to her about
Yeah.
that. Man, another huge serve. I don't know. I'd say Kyle serves right up there, too.
It is it's definitely up there, but I think until you see what Kevin's serve looks
Well,
like
his
when
has
it's
got a
coming
spin
at
on
you,
it, too.
yes, it tops at you.
Yeah.
It really it takes a hop.
Yeah, definitely.
He can cut angles with it.
Yeah. He's got a ton of spin on that, too. So,
That ball was
Out?
called out. but
Okay.
I thought from here that it looked out.
yeah, I
Feels
wasn't.
close.
I didn't have a good eye on it. OB was right in my vision. Ooh.
That
Kyle
ball's not
says,
coming
"Not
back.
today."
Yeah. Call that one out.
Nice little replay there. All right, so second serve here on Nance's paddle. Wow, it's a fire drop.
It wasn't. She picked it up so well.
She did. I mean, that thing was going down hard.
Got to be that unnamed gearbox.
I'm
Unidentified.
so curious. I feel like I know a decent amount about paddles, and I did not know Gearbox sold one with an edge guard like that.
I think.
I feel like it's the new one. Got a little intel from our paddle connoisseur herself that this is a newer gearbox, but it is not the new one that is pretty controversial.
Is it this? Are we looking at this, right? The GBX?
Yes,
yes.
I think that's what it looks like. And it looks like he might be a sponsored player with Gearbox, and I do know Nancy is a sponsored player with Gamma, who not a ton of people in this area play with, actually.
I don't see a lot of
She
Gamma.
might be one of the only people, but she loves Gamma. She loves her paddle. So the new one seems to be
Actually,
nice.
that one that she's holding, I feel like I've started to see a little bit more around these parts.
Yeah, that was the new one they just came out with in this past year. That's just a tough ball. I mean, they're hitting that in such a good spot.
Yes. We are 9-5, Kyle and Allison.
Oh, good grab. Oh.
Looking to move on. They would play Downey and Jaren next, if that holds.
Really good grabs there on that little hands battle, and Kyle gets a lucky little net cord there at the end. Throws his hand up in apologies, but we all know how that goes. And Allison finishes the game on a monster forehand drive. So we have our second semifinalist team will be the husband and wife team of Allison and Kyle Worthy. And again, like we said, as these teams start finishing up and playing for the points draw, there will be dedicated streams for each court. So if you're looking to follow Nancy or OB through the rest of their journey, they will be on one of the other streamed courts. And we do have a game 3 with Nick and Melissa playing Kevin and Jenna. In our game 2 with our 1 and 8 seed is very close right now.
Oh, yeah. I spoke too soon on that one.
Yeah, so Downey is holding up the sign to switch here. Oh, did she hit that?
She did. Oh.
I did not. I thought her paddle was off the screen. We are going to check in on game 3 here for a second, and then we will check in with Soph for an encore interview of some of our winners.
Hey guys, it is Sophie. I'm here with Erica and Zach, who sailed through their first 2 games, our previous mixed winners. How does it feel? You're not even sweating. Was that a tough competition for you?
It was a good game. Abby and Scott are always fun. They know each other and what they're going to do, so it was a good game.
Cool. So since you guys have partnered together before, solid right side player to complement you, Zach.
It's really good. I know Erica is really consistent, so allows me freedom to kind of just float the middle and pick balls off when I can. But I know that she's always getting stuff back and digging things out for me, so I have a lot of trust in her, and it allows me to kind of to roam a lot.
Awesome. Do you think that was part of your success tonight?
Yeah, I think we just kept the ball in play, and yeah, it was good.
Cool. Anybody you wouldn't like to play in the next matchup?
They both got the different games. Kevin's got the power that nobody enjoys. Nick and Melissa are always tough, both really skilled players, so I don't like either one of them.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you will have to play one of them. So let's get back to the matches and see who you're going to end up playing. Back to the booth. Thanks, guys.
All right, so here we just see that our 8 seed takes game 2 against our number 1 seed. So we will be seeing another game 3 and in an 8 versus 1 seed.
And it wasn't that close.
No, they kind of just took it away there at the end. And we have a side change here.
We have a tight one in
Super
game 3.
tight. And again, this is 2 versus 7. So another end-to-end matchup here. And as we're in a timeout on both courts here, I would like to introduce another one of our sponsors for tonight's event. It is Kind Crumbs, owned by one of our fellow GR pickleball players here, Rebecca. And her bakery is a wholesale gluten-free bakery that supplies grocery stores in West Michigan. They specialize in making products that are free of a ton of allergens. They taste just as good. I can verify this. I am not gluten-free. I am not vegan. I am not any of those things. And I have had almost all of her little goods, and they are amazing. They taste delicious. You would never know the difference if you had 2 different types right next to each other. And you can find them at D&W, Harvest Health Foods, and Family Fare stores. If you go to their website, kindcrumbs.com, you can look up and find a store locator. So if you guys are interested in allergen-free baked goods that literally are so delicious, check out kindcrumbs.com. And thank you so much for sponsoring our event tonight.
Yeah, I am those things. I am gluten-free and vegan, and they're very good. So it allows me to have things that I thought I wasn't going to get to have a whole lot of anymore. Oh
Shoot. She almost dove. I love the dedication there. A lot of interesting net cords today. I feel like I've seen some crazy ones.
We have some people who really hit with some power and spin, and wow.
No. We got the hand up.
You
I
got
love the hand up. Like, don't even put it up. I know you're
so
not sorry.
that was not a broadcast jinx. That was what's the opposite of a jinx? You said it and then it happened.
Encouragement.
Broadcaster.
A blessing.
Fortune.
And on that note, they've gone on a little run here. Melissa and Nick have.
Yeah, I think came over at 6'5", Jenna.
That's a
ends
big forehand from Jenna there. Nice shot.
And she is playing with the new Revelin.
Volcanic. Rock. Ash. I should probably stop saying things if I don't know my facts. Great eye by Jenna there. She's hit a couple of those heavy cross-court shots, and that one she let go, and it was quite out. So great eye.
They tied it up at 8-8
So
on 1.
This is a tight game here.
Surprised Kevin didn't step in and crush that.
I know he's
giving Jenna a lot of balls. Did he do that for you?
Absolutely not.
I know. That's why I asked that.
I must be very untrustworthy. Love you, Kevin. But I did not see a lot of those high balls. Speaking of high balls, Jared just absolutely destroys with also another new Revlin paddle.
He and Monica are in a groove here. Playing very well, obviously, in game 2 and then carrying that into this game.
Oh.
What a couple of gets. Couldn't get that last one, though.
Wow, Downey hit that at her hard, and she just popped that right back up. Yeah, Monica and Jared, not only are they super athletic team, but I feel like they complement each other in the way that Monica can hit with a ton of spin and Jared has good power and very athletic power. And I feel like that can be a really good combination, especially in like a mixed double match where it's not just gender.
That's problems.
Yeah, that was a good pop-up for Kevin. And this is match point here for the 7 seed. And someone called a timeout.
That's a good timeout. I'm going to guess the receiving team called that. We have our ref, Ray right on top of that. All right. So Downey and Jaron.
Little run here.
Little run.
Oh, that is a tough shot. I mean, that drive is dipping so hard. You know, I just hit with that new engaged paddle, that poach paddle. I really like it.
Did you yeah.
I really like it. I want to hit with it some more.
I've hit with it a little bit too and liked it. Actually, the poach was the first like real paddle that I ever demoed
Oh, okay.
when I was coming off of
nice.
my Amazon paddles.
Okay, so
The-
match
not-
point here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I want to talk about my paddle history.
there
What
it
is it? Not
is.
what's going on the court.
So we have a huge upset from Kevin and Jenna. First time playing together. First time meeting, it sounded like.
Yeah. Yep.
And they have taken down the number 2 seed, who has played together a couple times as far as we're aware. And so great win for them. Like we said, I think they brought their game. They like the chaos. They thrive there. And I think they were able to hold on to that and get this win. So great win for them.
They're one team where if they are hot,
They're
and the-
going to be
and the
tough.
balls are going, if those drives are going in,
Oh,
they
dangerous.
they will be a tough, as we just saw. So they will now take on Zach and Erica.
yeah.
That will be an interesting match.
Wow, great hands by Downey right there. I mean, Monica hit that right in a tough spot. So this is our final quarterfinal match here in Court 5. We have the 1 versus 8 seed. And we are going to throw it down to Soph, who is going to get our winners, Kevin and Jenna, on the stream here.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jenna and Kevin, who just pulled off a big upset. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I'm really excited.
So, okay, Jenna made it sound like this partnership was brand new. Tell me how it happened. Who called who?
I actually got a text from Dan saying, Jenna would like to play for you and can I give you your number? I was like, absolutely. And at first we were going to be the 9th team, so we didn't get to play, but a team dropped out. We were able to fill in, and that was our first set together. So,
Have you guys met before today?
I don't, maybe like in passing, yeah, but just pretty much today.
Wow, well, congratulations. It took 3 games, but you guys pulled it off. What are you looking forward to in the next game? What do you think has been working for you so far?
yeah, so we're against Zach. Zach and I were partners all last year, so we know each other inside and out. So as little dinking as possible, and we'll see how it goes.
Perfect. I know Jenna has a great strategy mind, and it seems like you guys really just powered on and took the win that way. Does that feel right?
Yeah, I would say, like I said in the beginning, I think we're good at causing a little bit of chaos, and that seemed to work for us. And I love causing a little bit of chaos, so I would love to keep that rolling.
Perfect. Team Chaos here, ready to move on. I think we have one last game going, so we're going to get back to it, and we'll see you guys in the next round.
All right, back here on Court 5. Switch sides, and Jared and Monica got a couple points. You just brought it to my attention. We should talk about this on the air. That our very own Jace Landier.
Yes, who has won one of our episodes, our very first episode with Jordan.
Yeah, now part of Team Yola.
Which is amazing. So congratulations, Jace, if you're listening. For those of you that follow Grand Rapids Pickleball, Jace is a huge figure here. Most people know who he is, and he has just been welcomed to the Yola team. So that is awesome.
And obviously he has worked very hard for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Put in a lot of time.
And he will be playing with Brian, who has also just won our very last men's episode with Connor. They are playing at Next Gen this weekend. So I got confirmation from Brian's mom that they flew out today and will be playing tomorrow. So if you guys are able to see any of those Next Gen games, sometimes they stream, definitely look for Jason Brian.
Yep, they were on the stream a little bit the last time they played.
Yeah,
And
so
that-
good luck to them. And congratulations to Jace for that signing deal. And
Very, very cool.
very cool. And I do know Brian also has a deal with Selkirk. So 2 of our local sponsored players going to take down the Next Gen competition this weekend. So good luck to them. And we are back to game 3, which is, man, they're not gaining necessarily points, but they are sticking around in a big way here. And anything could happen in pickleball with Jared and Monica out here.
Yep.
And Donnie says,
Definitely, yes. But they're definitely showing what we said at the beginning, which is that there wasn't going to be a big gap from 1 to 2 to 3 down to 8, that it was going to be competitive all the way across the board. They are going to take a timeout. Paddles flat, though.
Oh. And Jared doesn't even leave his. He's like, I'm just going to take it.
Just hold on
It's
to it.
too
It's
much
like, well,
effort
it's
to
like
bend down and pick it up.
Or it's just to stay engaged. Like,
Get it?
you know,
Engaged?
engaged. But It's like a boxer that doesn't sit down in the corner. Sometimes they're like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
get
stay
it
standing.
engaged.
I did get it. I just blew through it.
I don't appreciate that. Oh, man.
We forgot to shout out Kevin's parents watching on the
Oh,
stream
yes,
from
yes,
Texas.
yes, yes. Hello, Kevin's parents.
Beth. Wait, so if
Kevin
Rex
is very happy
if
you
Rex
guys are
is in
watching.
Texas, who's doing maintenance on Belknap right now?
Or here. He helps out
Or
here, too.
yeah. What?
Honestly, the
Everything's
whole
gonna
world
fall apart.
It's honestly
yeah.
going to fall apart. Rex, you need to come back ASAP. Things are getting crazy out here.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of screws coming loose here. Some of the netting's coming loose. You better fly back.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this.
ASAP. No time for Texas.
How dare you take a vacation after you've put in so many hours for free?
Oh, man, that is just a tough attack. That Jaren was locked in the zone right there, and that would have been tough to come out on top of.
You know, Jaren and Jared have some history being in that Grand Haven, Muskegon scene. I think Jared's kind of climbed his way up, so I think it's a little bit of a badge that he can hang with Jaren. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Jaren has stepped up to this game and in this game, kind of said him and Downey both. Maybe not today, Young Bucks, although they're still in it here.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and he says, listen, I hear you, Alan, and I will do you one up. Get that side out. Let's go.
I did say they were still in it.
Stop talking during the points.
Oh, I ruined her return. Talking her backswing.
Did that go over?
It did not.
Okay, they switched it right at the last second. Yeah, wow, tough shot. I mean, Monica had a good look there.
And that's her forehand is usually not where you want to put that up. She's
No.
very powerful. Former college tennis player herself.
Yeah, and a dancer. She used to dance a lot. That's why her feet are so quick. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking to it. So this is for match point here. Attempt number 1. And they do
Jaren
it.
backhand.
So wow, a great first round here. Two game 3s, an upset. A lot of good pickleball out here. So as we move on to our further rounds, we will do both semifinals here on Championship Court. They will be commentated by my lovely partner Alan and I, and then we will have dedicated streams on the rest of the courts that you can go find if you are looking for a specific player who is playing in the points draw. They will be on those dedicated streamed courts.
Yep. And congrats to Jaren and Monica for playing the 1 seed tough.
Yeah, and congrats to Jaren and Downey for taking away that win after game 3.
So let's go down to them.
With Jaren and Downey. Actually, I'm going to squeeze in between you guys. Oh, no. That's okay. You guys looked a lot better on the court together than when I'm involved. How is the partnership going so far?
Very well. I trust Jaren that can cover every court. I just needed my part doing on here. That's all.
Cool. How does it feel to have a consistent player on the right side? We all know Downey's one of the best.
Absolutely. Downey definitely the best on the female side, I would say, in Michigan. Just consistent. Hits his ball harder than any guy, honestly, in Michigan. So definitely the Korean goddess right here. I don't know. You need a nickname, so.
I love it. Well, wonderful, guys. So obviously this game went to 3. You were playing the 8th seed, which was, I don't know if many people were expecting that.
I see they're getting lap on me. So I see him doing it. So I got to figure it out. We got to do something different. If it's coming my backhand, Jaren got it. If it's coming my forehand, I'm getting it. So I kind of see how he goes. So we adjust really well after losing 4 points, I guess. But it worked well.
So do you think Jared was really the one kind of driving that and they kind of figured out your weaknesses as partners, or?
I would say, yeah, they made a good adjustment doing that for sure, just disrupting our rhythm. We had a really pretty easy going first game, got into a nice rhythm. They ended up changing their strategy, which is very smart, and then we eventually had to counter back, so it also made me really mad that they were just lobbing everything. So, But no, they played really good. Monica as well. Just her hands, consistency, her drops, really good. So well played.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying all 4 players on the court are wonderful players, also great people that I have the pleasure of knowing. So I will let you guys get warmed up for your next game. I think we're getting into the semifinals here, or the quarterfinals. And congratulations, you guys are moving on.
Thanks, Soph, and congrats again, Downey and Jaron. Moving on, and had to fight through that game 2 loss, but they. We're on camera.
We're on camera. We gotta look good. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, yeah. So join us now on Championship Court exclusively for the semifinal match 1 and 2, and the finals after that. Everyone tonight is playing for the $800 first prize take-home earnings. The second place team will be getting $50. If you win this tournament tonight, you will be automatically entered to play in the championship in April, which will be for a $3,000 pot. So quite some money involved here. So lots of benefits to winning. As usual.
I think we've had rent paying in other weeks. We've had full body mirrors. We've had all kinds of things purchased.
Yeah, rent was finally paid.
Rent was finally paid.
It was overdue. Yeah. But, we got paid last week. And then what else did we have? So Brian was going to save.
Which is,
I mean,
practical but boring.
Yeah. Hey, we're here for it. Maybe he paid for his flight to go play in Next Gen.
That could be.
Yeah.
Although Selkirk pays for it now,
That's
probably,
true.
right?
That's true.
Yeah. So
all right.
save it up. Save it up.
Save it up.
Yeah. So we're gonna and we are gonna keep it on Championship Court. But as we told you before, if you're following specifically another match or another team that isn't on Championship Court, those streams will be available.
Yeah. So you can always check those out. Our first semifinal, I believe, will be the Worthies versus
Jaron and
Downey.
Yep.
And then our second semifinal will be Zach and Erica versus Kevin and Jenna.
It's going to be some power on this court.
Yeah, definitely. I think my prediction for this game is whoever slows it down the best is going to win. Whoever can set it up the best, because I don't think necessarily anyone on this court is going to outpower someone else. I think they all have the power in the hands to handle the power. So I think it's going to come down to who can set up points, who can reset points, and really dive into that. And as we move into the semifinals here, too, I believe we will have stats added, if I'm not mistaken.
We should, yeah.
We have Pat and Jeff back down on the court side, giving us some great stats. This is a Thursday Premier Night Pickleball, sponsored by Elders Helpers, hosted by All In Pickleball Gym. And also we have Kind Crumbs as a sponsor tonight, so check out their allergen-free baked goods. They are delicious, and you can check those out at kindcrumbs.com.
And if you are a person who is allergen-free and you're like, why can I miss being able to get a flurry, they're available at Frosty Boy.
Oh.
You can get Kind Crumbs as a mix in there.
Amazing. I love that. And Frosty Boy does vegan ice cream as well, right?
Right. So you can get
okay.
a chocolate chip cookie dough flurry or a pumpkin pie flurry that's completely allergen-free.
Amazing.
Although they are closed for the season, so I guess I'm being a tease.
And you can find all their locations on kindcrumbs.com. So if you are looking to find, they are a wholesale bakery, so they do not have a storefront, but they do sell in many stores. So if you are looking to find a place to get these delicious baked goods, go ahead and check out their website, and there is a store locator there.
I actually was eating Kind Crumbs products before I was playing pickleball, so I didn't even
That's awesome.
put it together, and then I think I saw
Yeah.
something on their social media that involved pickleball.
That's so
that was,
cool.
Finally put 2 and 2 together.
Rebecca is great. She's so nice. Good pickleball player. So fun to play with. And she actually gave us, for one of my other jobs, apart from broadcasting, we got a little behind-the-scenes tour of her facility and got to taste test so many products, which was amazing. And it's a really great operation there and really, really cool. So thank you so much, Kind Crumbs, for sponsoring.
And we still have there's still desserts here if you want some.
I know.
People will just have to deal with your chewing on the air.
Listen, I love desserts. I don't even know what I think the one I had was like a whoopie pie, right? Like the chocolate, and that one's a pumpkin one.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to have to try that for sure.
I chewed very silently. I don't think anybody noticed.
We're very impressed.
I waited till time.
So as we move into the semifinals here, you can see up on the screen we now have our stats board, which will be updated as the match goes on. We will go down to Jeff and Pat, and they will kind of walk us through what they're looking for.
Hi, guys.
Howdy.
It's kind of a work in progress right now, but we're working on kind of keeping up with some unforced errors, looking at speed ups and clear winners. Obviously, in that first game was awful high pace, quite intense, but it gave us a good walkthrough of what we're looking to do in this match. So, two great teams here. I think as we look forward to what's going to happen, I don't think Kyle and Allison are going to turn that down at all. They're still going to come hard and fast. Downey's a fabulous player, and I think she's got a good defense of that, so we'll have to see how that works out.
Thank you so much, guys. So that's another little function we've had added on that will be updated as the match progresses. So it begins, semifinal 1. And just like that, lots of power.
Lots of power.
We'll look for that to continue as these teams feel each other out a little bit.
Now they've all played against each other quite a bit. Maybe not this exact like pairing against this pairing, but they've spent a lot of time on court.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'd be curious to know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but is the Downey-Jaren partnership new? Have they ever played together?
I
feel like
do
not
not
that
recall.
I know of.
Yeah, I don't recall them playing together.
Yeah, I don't either, but yeah, definitely a super, super tough team for sure. Would you look at that? We had 3 dinks.
We did.
We're very excited.
Some attempt at slowing down the ball. The thing is, all these players are capable of it.
Oh, absolutely.
We say that in jest, but they are all very good all-around players.
Oh, absolutely. They are all very capable. And honestly, if you don't need to dink, if you can win points without dinking, why dink? Dinking is a grind. It's patience. It's precision. And if you can win with some power, it definitely makes for a faster, easier game for you.
Like Kyle
that.
just demonstrated right there.
And Downey's just laughing at herself. She said, sorry, I think she hit someone in the crowd.
Yeah. The ball, came off the edge of her paddle.
Wow, that is a tough shot right there. Great placement by Jaren.
Yep. A bit of an off-speed ball.
Man, see, like I said, I think whoever dinks the most is going to win.
You did say that. I still think it's going to come down to that. I think winning those hands battles.
Winning the hands battles because everyone's looking to speed it up.
It's just going to naturally happen with these 4 on the court.
Yeah.
And so who can
definitely
find the one to put away?
Slow start here as the teams are trying to get in their groove, starting our first semifinal 1. Man, our Dura is flying today.
Yes.
It must be optimal temperature for fastball.
Very controlled temperature here at the All In Pickleball Gym.
No wind.
No wind, which if you're looking for a place to play inside, by the way, look up the schedule. There's open play. There's ladder leagues. You can book courts. There's even
there's a ball machine.
There's ball machine. There's even skinny singles and dinking courts if you are coming off of a boot on your foot.
I will be there tomorrow for my first time. I'm so excited. That was a great shot.
She let that go. Shout out to the volcanic ash on that one. I was going to say that one looked just deep. And she
says, dang it,
yeah,
in her own way. Oh, it was a good setup by Kyle. He just
and it was
missed
a
it.
really good dink by Allison.
Yeah, to set
Downey
that up.
wide. Yep.
Absolutely. Again, with the dinking, though.
Downey did a great job of
She did.
digging herself out of that point.
She's so funny. She's always smiling out there.
Yes, very, very happy player.
She reminds me of Jame.
Doesn't?
Did you ever watch Jame?
Oh yeah.
She reminds me of him. He stayed with us for 4 days when he was playing in Beer City.
He made a lot of fans at BCO. A lot of people were coming up asking us.
How could you not like him? I mean, he plays to the crowd. He's always smiling. He's talking to JW, who never says a single word in between every point. Like, I mean, it's just, he's a crowd guy. He's a super nice guy, but her smiley, like, nice little demeanor reminds me a lot of Jame.
You don't have to be pissed off to hit the ball really hard.
No, and he and her both hit the ball very hard, and they do it with a smile on their face.
Do. Kill him with kindness.
Absolutely.
And Jaren's handing her paddle. Also very nice. Jaren's also good. This might be the nicest
the
team.
nicest
this is like
team you'll ever play.
Like Team Teddy Bear.
I want to hear some fire out of them. I know they both have it. I've heard it. Rarely.
They have it, but it's still nice.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's nice fire. Even that was so nice.
Yeah, because it was a great shot. Oh, my gosh. No, really good shot. That was a very well-constructed point by Downey and Jaren. Had control of that the whole time and set it up very nicely. Oh, wow. That is just...
But he could have hit him with the ball, and he just hit a nice angled shot.
That is some great control right there.
Well, they seem to have found their stride after dropping that middle game in their first match.
Yeah, ironing out the kinks a little bit. I think if Allison and Kyle want to come back in this game, I think they need to play their game and keep hitting it hard. I think if they let Downey and Jaren control the dink game, it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to come out on top.
I mean, they are hitting some great balls, though.
Especially
absolutely. Like Allison has
hit
hit a couple of drops and dinks that are low over the net.
Oh, yeah. They're
look
hitting
like they're
going
to be
shots.
tough balls to handle, and Downey and Jaren are just hitting great shots back at them, which obviously you expect, but... This, to me, so far has been just Downey and Jaren being on more than anything. Allison and Kyle are doing wrong right now.
Wow, that was a great dink by Kyle. Wow. He hit that and cut it so hard. That was a really nice shot. Jaren almost pulled it enough. Just missed that ATP.
Ray got in his way.
Shout out to our volunteer refs.
Oh,
good leave.
Yes.
I am hitting that ball 10 times out of 10. Yes. I can tell you that right now.
No question.
No question. Yep, that is Allison's favorite shot, I believe. Let me double check.
Surprised they dropped to her forehand twice.
Yeah, she's like, I'll take this all day, baby.
Jaren called her off of it and laughed.
Because she was going to hit
I think she was going to hit that, actually, even though it almost hit the purple.
She says, oh, hers is backhanded blocks and putaways. Okay. Interesting enough, Kyle's favorite shot is listed as an ATP. But when I see him play, I swear he hits like a million Ernies. I feel like I've watched him hit more Ernies than ATPs, which is crazy because I think an Ernie is a little bit harder to execute than an
Your
ATP.
favorite shot doesn't have to be the one you hit the most, though.
I mean,
It
when
could
you're
just be
hitting
your
Ernies
favorite
and
shot.
ATVs, I would be picking an Ernie. I feel like it's harder to execute, and he does it so well. But totally get it. Maybe it's more satisfying to hit.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite shot that you hit?
One that's in.
Sounds good. Keep it simple.
I don't know. I like my backhand at the net. I have a good inside-out forehand too. I guess I like that.
Ooh.
Wouldn't know, Alan. Haven't hit a ball in 3 months.
I saw you dinking a little bit here last time. Your favorite one is the one where you're on a court and
When I can
there's
walk.
no boot on your foot.
No
That's
pain.
a nasty serve.
Yeah, really good serve.
Might have caught a little bit of a Dura bounce also.
Oh, a
Late
timely
timeout.
timeout. I
Like
love it.
Kicker icing.
Yeah, I
Type
love
timeout.
that. Tony's like, can you even do that? She's looking around. I love it. Allison's laughing. She's like, good timeout. I love it.
He let her get all set. That ball was almost in the air.
Yeah, I mean, I see the pros do that a lot too, actually. Especially in singles. Like, they're all ready to go, and then they call the timeout to make them have to walk back over and do their whole routine again. But yeah, it looks like we're kind of at a little bit of a back and forth here on champion. Kyle and Allison looking to get a side out here and try to go on a little run. You do have to win by 2 in pickleball. We are playing to 11, best 2 games out of 3. And if it goes to a third game, deciding game, we will switch sides halfway.
Well, this is 9-4 on the 1, so I know
Okay.
Jaron and Downey would love to not have to give this ball back.
That's just a great shot.
Yep.
Really good recognition on Kyle, and he held it just long enough to really throw Jaron's footwork off a little bit. Also a great drop.
Tough drop.
We've
Yep.
talked about Jaron's drops on the air many times. He has such a deceivingly great drop. It is hard to defend.
That's a tough shot right there. Yeah, it's Allison. A couple of those forehand dinks
her
that she's
dinks
hit
are on fire.
yeah.
Yeah, she's hitting laser beams. Really working the cross court there. And they do end up getting the side out. Good timeout.
That's it. Yeah,
That's also a very good shot.
very good shot. Although he drove that from so far back off the court that
really
Jaron had
did.
some extra time to look at that.
It's a tough set. He had a really good serve there. Jaron returned that really well. Handled that nicely.
Yep, right on the line. That's 10-4-1. They
Game
can
point here.
get
Attempt
this
number
closed
1.
out.
Good hands by Team Purple and Black.
Yeah, it turns out whoever earlier said that winning the hands battles was important. They've been correct.
It's probably me.
Check the tape.
Run it back.
So they hold again. As we talk about frequently on this broadcast, sometimes you get stuck at 10. Unless you're playing to
The
15, in which
hardest points to
case
get.
you get stuck at 14.
No, you get stuck at 10 still.
Yeah. Or unless you're playing
Oh my god.
MLP style, in which case you get stuck at 20. Very close. Must be the angle we have from up here.
Ooh.
Look.
Great defense, though, by Kyle. He really kept him in the point there. Hit some really good defensive shots. Oh, he goes for the lob again. Okay. Didn't work out that time.
Nope. Jaron puts that one away. Although it did, Downey didn't
yeah.
put the ball away
No,
on
she
that lob, and
didn't.
so he got himself up there.
He made a good play for it, for sure.
Oh,
that is
that's a
too
tough
good.
ball. Usually when it comes off the net, it's hard to
She was
regather
ready for
yourself,
that.
but she was. Yep.
Her backhand is, she's got a good backhand flick there. So we will go into game 2. This is semifinal number 1. And we will head down to Jeff and Pat as they give us some stats.
7 winners out of Jaren.
Yeah, what a riveting game 1 here in the semifinals, you know, with Jaren and Downey coming out on top. We saw a lot of similarities in the stats, but it was a game of power and, you know, trying to be aggressive and trying to force some errors from your opponents. So, you know, altogether, as you can see, we had 13 errors from Jaren and Downey versus 18 from Kyle and Allison. So relatively close, but, you know, a difference of 5 can impact the score of the game. Absolutely. But the real difference that we did see is the number of winners from Jaren and Downey. They had 8 winners versus 3 from Kyle and Allison. And so it looks like that's really what made the difference in the game. But yeah, what a fantastic match. You know, there's so many hard shots, and that white ace paddle that Kyle's hitting just rips so hard. It feels like he doesn't even want to drop the ball except on his backhand sometimes. So
one thing we noticed, you know, we talk about speed ups, and it's one of the things we monitor a little bit. And realistically, there weren't a lot of speed ups from the kitchen. You know, I mean, a lot of the speed ups or the hard shots that we were talking about are mostly drives from the baseline. So.
Yeah, a lot of like deep midcourt and baseline drives. Yeah, like we didn't even register a single speed up from the kitchen except one that was questionable. So yeah, looking forward to game 2 here. Let's send it back to the booth here with Alan and Tori.
Alan's eating right now, so Tori.
Just Tori then.
Hey, I'm the important one anyway, so I'm the one that shows up every week, okay? And we are back for game number 2 in semifinal number 1. If Downey and Jaren take this one, they will head to the finals. If Kyle and Allison take this one, we will see a game 3.
Yes, that's how this works. Thank you. That's how best of 3s work. Thank you, Tori.
You're welcome. Some people might not know, Alan.
Just giving you a hard time. Just making sure you're on your toes, since you can be on your toes now.
Not really.
It's good now.
Good luck.
Yep, trying to go behind Downey there.
Just missed there. But a very nice, calm point for one of our first couple points out of the gate here.
That is tough right there. On the run, coming in with that one-handed backhand straight ahead.
And that's the shot she wants to hit, too. She wants to hit that one-handed backhand. And it is lethal.
I didn't look at her athletic background. What is?
I believe she played some tennis. You know, she's from Seoul.
It is tennis, yep. She says she drills 4 hours a week.
Oh, she's getting up there.
Yeah.
I know she started giving lessons. She reps Engage, so I think she gives lessons over in Lansing at the athletic club there. I'm blanking on the name, but she has the cutest little daughter.
Is it the Sparrow or the Summit? It's the SAC, I think.
No, it's the MAC.
The MAC.
That's what it is. I had to think about it. I was like, I literally went to school there, and it was in my backyard.
Oh, bounced right back at her.
She's like a little mini Jame. I can't get over it.
I think actually a little less animated. Jame would be talking to the audience right now.
She's not talking as much. So she's got the super nice attitude and fun attitude.
It's a good leave right there. It's a tough skill, being able to just matrix away from the ball.
Yeah, and they are up big here, 5-0 to start game 2.
Wow, to be able to handle those couple of drives that came at them.
Too good. I guess if I had a good little lead and I was hitting shots as good as her, I'd probably be happy too.
Oh, Jaron was ready for that.
He was. He set himself up well.
Yeah.
But a good leave by Allison there to recognize that ball is going out. Oh, good start. Oh, shoot. Great cover by Kyle. He played that point really well.
That was quite the firefight we had in the middle there for a moment. This sequence right there.
Yeah, really good. I like what Allison was doing there, though. She was really trying to cut that backhand dink and really get that angle and spin on that ball.
Like, somebody's got to slow it down, right?
Yeah, I liked what she was doing there.
We said before, it's tough when Jaron can attack his third and then get up there and be big in the middle.
Yeah, he is a big presence on the court. And Downey's got some length to her, too. She's good at taking up space and hitting really good shots, keeping you on your toes. So good timeout here. Just take a second, reset, come back out, and play your game. Again, if you're just tuning in and you're not seeing the players you were looking to watch, we do have another semifinal coming up after this, but there is games on all other courts individually streamed with some of our back draw, points draw playing matches. So if you are looking for someone specific, go ahead and check out those other streams, and you will be able to see, maybe find who you're looking for. We kind of get in a little view of the court here. We have our volunteer refs, Ray and Bob, down on the court, and also all of our volunteers that are doing score and all the other camera work and everything. So we are so appreciative of everyone that puts on Thursday premiere night.
So next on this court, Zach Chambers and Erica Benting will take on Kevin Andringa and Jenna Spears. So if you're looking for that match, it's still coming.
That is a big backhand. He found a really good spot there, too. So they will go up 8-0 here.
Same guy?
He pulled that one pretty wide.
It's a heck of a drop there.
So good. Oh, I thought he was going to get that. Just misses on that back line, but wow, what a drop. That was tough.
Oh, bad
net
luck
cord
on the
that
net
you
cord,
don't want. Shoot. All right, so that will side out back to Downey here, serving at 8-0.
Her serves are
tough.
So good.
Have you played her?
They're always. I have not actually. Never been on a court with her.
Yeah, her serves are really tough. She hits them hard, but she also hits them very, very deep. So it is just like and flat. So it's like not necessarily a ball you're expecting.
They're always hitting one line or another, the back line or the side line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shoot. We really got to stop talking.
Boy. Oh, what can you do about that?
Yeah.
No hand
That's
up.
tough.
From our team. Nice. He did pout in our direction, though, like made a sad lip at the broadcast booth. So one curled lip equals one hand up, I think.
Sure. To us, at least.
To us. Yeah.
Maybe not to the opponent.
All right. So they saved the pickle for now.
And the match point as well. See if we can get a little run going here.
That's so good.
Too good.
Adding to that winner count from game 1. And the pickle is still alive. There it is.
There
we have
it
it
is.
11, rare 11-0. 11-4, 11-0. And again, I don't think Kyle and Allison played poorly. Downey
No.
and Jared were just
They really didn't. And maybe,
very on.
I mean, first game as well as this game, definitely errors were a little bit higher on their side. But when you're playing someone as good as Downey and Jaron and they're just not missing any shot, I mean, that's tough. That's just a tough game, no matter how good you are. They're, especially with those two, they hit good angles. They have good speed. They have good spin. So, I mean, that's just a tough team to play when they're not missing.
Yeah. And, yeah, Kyle and Allison hit a lot of shots that would have won them points against other teams. And
totally.
the balls came back. So, to go over the stats of that second game and overall, we'll go back down to our team on the side, Mr. Jeff and Mr. Pat O'Connell.
Hello, guys. Wow, an exciting game, 11-0, but the stats and really what we saw from the sidelines, that doesn't really represent how competitive that game really was. You know, we did look at the stats and we see that the unforced errors kind of spells out the game. Really, the way it went. There was a few more total winners from Jaron and
From Downey.
From Downey, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But realistically, there's a couple net cord winners that they had as well. There's just things weren't going their way. One of the things we really noticed, I think, on this is that there's a lot of drives, once again, from the baseline, but none of those are really making a difference. Like we said, both these teams are excellent teams. And when we look at unforced errors, you know, it's hard to even count some of those unforced errors because there's so much pressure and so much talent coming at you.
Yeah.
That we say it's unforced error, but for most of us, there's no way we would have gotten it back.
Yeah, it's difficult to draw that line between a winner and an unforced error sometimes, and sometimes it's both, in my opinion. But yeah, it's difficult to gauge. But yeah, I think what we saw there is Downey and Jaron just come out locked and loaded. They were dialed in. They hardly missed a shot. They were applying great pressure across like the entire game there, and it shows in the score. So sometimes things just don't align. You know, Kyle and Allison had some winners and didn't have that many errors, but just the way it aligned with the point scoring, once again, we're seeing that in the results. So, anything else to add, Jeff? Here?
I don't think so. You know, we actually have the 2-game totals that we have right now. So if you looked at that, it was real dominant that the unforced errors spelled it out for that whole match from 30 to 17. You know, when we tally those together.
We can actually put those match totals on the screen here. Let me just share that real quick.
Do that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go.
I think in game 1 we have a lot more of those clear winners. So you look at the clear winner stats of 10 for Downey and Jaron and only 2 for Kyle and Allison. So they just kind of dominated that game. I think they came off that 3-game set before that, you know, and I think they had some energy. I really think they weren't sitting around waiting to play. And they came off a match right into another match. And I think that energy, I think, carried on.
Yeah, definitely. And even in the game, too, it seemed to increase. And, yeah, 8 clear winners from Jaron Faltinowski. That's about what we'd expect, but he put that Tootsie Roll to use. It seemed like he seized every opportunity he had to score a point.
Gosh.
And, yeah, amazing play from everybody. But congrats to the winners.
Here. Give me like 30 to 45 seconds.
Well, we're going to get ready for the next match, so we're going to bring it back up to the booth, I guess. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you giving us the insight.
And we'll probably, in a minute here, throw it down to Soph, and she will interview our winners of
Jaron and Downey.
Semifinal 1. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh,
but yes,
oh,
Jaron and Downey
okay.
works too. So we will head down there shortly. But while we wait for this next matchup, it is going to be Zach and Erica, who won our very first mixed episode of Thursday Premiere Night at All In Pickleball Gym. And they are going to be playing an upset, a team that upset our number 2 seed, actually. So Jenna and Kevin, a new partnership. And this will be a tough one. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think as Zach alluded to, it's going to be about how they handle the power.
Yeah.
Kevin hits with a ton of power. Jenna can definitely hold her own in that department as well. And so they, I think, Zach and Erica know the challenge in front of them.
All right. So we are going to head down to Sophie and get a winner's interview here.
Am I on?
Yes.
Hey, this is Sophie. I have Jaron and Downey joining me after a masterful defeat last match. Congratulations. You had a pickle. Were you expecting that against a team like Allison and Kyle?
Never expect a pickle. Luckily, we were running on all cylinders. Kept those unforced errors down for the most part. Had a couple nice winners. But no, you never expect to go into a match thinking you're going to pickle anybody. So just not letting your foot off the gas is definitely a good mental exercise. Just because I know I fall into that trap of like, oh, you're up by a lot to let off. But definitely no, you got to keep your foot on that gas no matter the score.
Cool. Downey, how big a part do you think momentum played in your success? You know, just keeping going.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Jaron, so whatever I do any shots, I trust him. But I mean, they are really nice players, and then I play with them all the time, so I know their style. So I mean, we had some strategy going on, you know, so it worked.
So you used your personal knowledge, I mean, which everyone has a little bit of here. Yeah. And do you think that played to your advantage?
I think so. Some of them, but some of them is luck too. I think I had so many luck. I thought I couldn't get it, but I got it.
Well, good job. No, that's awesome. And then, oh shoot, Jaron, last game, it felt like you were going down the middle almost every other shot for a winner. Was that part of Downey's strategy? She's smiling.
I would say they were just a little bit slow covering middle, so it was definitely a spot that we both kind of chose to go through until they countered it. They didn't really counter it as well, so we just kept exploiting that. So
cool. So next up, Jenna and Kevin are playing Erica and Zach. Downey, I know you're from the other side of the state, but what's your take on how these two teams will perform against each other?
I know. No, why they're looking at me? I mean, they just look at me.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do you have any opinions there?
I have no idea. I think Jenna and Kevin is kind of first partnership, but they playing well. I mean, I know Erica and Zach really play well, so it's gonna be tough to see who's gonna
win. Yeah, Jaron, any insight on what those teams might try and do to counter each other while they're warming up here?
Oh gosh, I would say definitely get. Stop.
Okay, so we are having an intimidation stare-off here.
I would say Zach and Eric are probably just going to try to play soft and then allow Zach to play a little bit bigger, choose his spots. But definitely their strengths are definitely Erica dinging forever and ever and never stopping, and then Zach will just put that high ball away. So
cool. So you're saying to force Jenna to make an error?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you just got to make them play the ball.
As we all do, right, when we're out there in the court. Well, congratulations, guys. I'm sure you're going to want to watch this match, develop your next strategy. Downey's a hard yes on that. So I think we're about to kick off the point. Let's get back to the booth. Thanks, guys.
All right, Erica is set to serve here. On the serving side, it's labeled.
They're still doing Listen, they're still doing a stare-off.
Oh, yeah. It's like a, you're next.
I love to see it. All right, so this is going to be a fun one. Let's see. I think it comes down again to if Erica and Zach can play their game and slow down some of the power on the other side, they will come out on top. If Jenna and Kevin can keep their chaos going strong and hitting their balls, they're going to come out on top.
And I think they're going to do the best to keep the ball away from Kevin. So I think how Jenna handles that, she's going to see a lot of balls.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She had a couple good shots there, but as Erica can do, she can really deaden your power. That's that Erica lob that has been
Jeez.
Deadly.
Listen, she made me like straight up twist and break my ankle off of that lob this summer. So
Should be
it
good,
is
Scott.
nasty.
Such a weapon. That's a good return by Jenna, though.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, the lob is definitely making its way into a lot of high-level pickleball.
We almost
almost to
got a
me.
ball.
Almost to me. Got a big smile out of Jenna for that one. Listen, we always love to be involved.
We would love to be involved, yes.
All right, so quick side out there. So the teams kind of settle in here. I think that's a new partnership thing right
A
there.
little bit, yep.
A big middle ball and a little confusion on who was going to
But
take
remember,
that.
they lost game 1
Yeah.
in their first match. Came back and won the next 2.
Oh,
They
definitely.
You can never. They're going to be.
They're never going away.
Yes,
It doesn't matter.
And they're going to be a little bit more streaky than some of the other teams because of that partnership and their style. But
Totally. And I mean, even right there was a little bit of confusion on who's going to take that ball. And I think once they just commit to it, it'll be smooth sailing. But as Erica and Zach try to keep the ball away from Kevin a little bit more, it is going to be, you might see a little bit more airs creep in because they're aiming so
serve,
hard
especially-
for a different one.
we'll see now if Kevin on offense can take advantage of Zach and Erica are likely to be switching.
Yes, and he hits a really heavy ball, so. That was a very good eye.
Yep.
As everyone was on one side of the court.
Everybody was
for that
all
ball.
shifted over. Yep.
Eye formation on both sides.
That was a tough serve. Erica did a good job of handling that.
Erica says that would have been nasty. As Jenna just hits the top of the net on that drop.
Big return there from Kevin.
Yeah, great. Very well placed ball right deep in the corner. It's a tough ball to get to. Strong start here for Zach and Erica. Kevin and Jenna will take a quick timeout.
Yep.
Try to reset a little bit. But like we mentioned before, this is a team that is never going to go away. You are
cannot-
never safe.
Yes.
There is no lead that is too big.
They can rattle off points in a hurry.
In a hurry. And make you totally forget what was happening.
Kevin talking to Jenna during this point. I think a lot of it's just settling her down. Right
Yeah,
now.
I think she even just did a little like shake out,
Yep.
like just calm down. I know how to play. I've been playing for a while. I got this. Looks like Zach and Erica talking a little strategy too. Again, Bob Trout on the screen here as our ref. Thank you, Bob, for volunteering as always. Joni's over there as well for this game. And this is Thursday premiere night, sponsored by Elders Helpers and Kind Crumbs at All In Pickleball Gym here in Byron Center, Michigan. Semifinal 2. Oh,
Tough
wow.
point right there. Yep.
Really good
Great
point.
battle. And see if Jenna and Kevin can get off 0 and make a little run.
Oh, tough. I feel like that just like double hit on her paddle a little bit there. Overall, good timeout though. Got a side
Overall,
out.
good timeout. Yep. She's
Stopped
just,
a
she's
little
just gonna have
run.
to dial that in. They're
Definitely.
gonna hit a lot of their serve returns at her if possible. Kevin just deep on that one.
It was about a foot.
That's a baby's foot.
Sure. Wow.
Oh,
Those
Jack.
are-
Yep.
Zach is, I've talked about this before. When he takes up the middle and really just goes for it, he is a tough presence to beat.
Yep.
He takes up a lot of space and has such a hard ball. and he's so good at placing it where you don't want it to go.
You jinxed him.
I know. I'm sorry, but it's.
Well, he can do it on both wings too.
Exactly.
That's the big. Such effortless drops and dinks from Erica, which we've come to expect. But
yes.
her drops,
We've
it doesn't
talked
even
about
look
this
like she
often.
doesn't.
No, she just kind of like
Just
cuts
kinda,
it.
Just kind of.
And then
Hum.
she's so cute too. She like has this like scurry run, like she just like quickly moves her feet up as fast as she can. But it's not like a run, but it's so she can stop because her defense is so good. So it like helps her footwork, I believe. But it's just so cute. But it's very effective because she's a very good defensive player.
Kevin and Jenna just gotta find sometimes you just find that little grain of difference, and then it turns it around. They've got to find that moment here.
Zach says my bad on that one as he leaves it high.
High to the Kevin forehand.
A place you do not want to find your shot landing. For sure. Oh, really good read.
Great
Zach.
setup by Jenna.
Yeah, Jenna really had a good look there. Just missed it. I think, honestly, for Kevin and Jenna, as backwards as this sounds, because their game is so much power, I think if they can just slow it down a touch just to get into the zone and then turn it back up, I think it's just going to give them a whole new mindset.
Yeah, I think they're just putting
missing
some undue pressure on themselves right now, too.
Yep, so just like slow it down, play it out, and then turn it right back up. There we go. Right there. Saw a couple drops, let the ball go. That was great. That was perfect. Just what they needed to do.
Okay, Tori, you were right.
Thank you.
I know that's what you wanted to hear.
I appreciate it.
Oh.
Good luck. I think she thought she was a little bit further up than she was, which definitely been there, done that.
I also think Kevin really wants that ball.
Yeah, probably.
He may have just said that.
Yeah, like let me take that. Ooh, too good.
That's why, right there.
Too good. The crazy thing is he's hitting that ball hard, but the spin he's putting on that ball is even crazier than how hard he's hitting it.
Oh, see, she doesn't need to attack that one, I don't think.
And I think that's exactly what they're doing. I think Kevin has sat in the drop a little bit, and it's been able to get them to the net to really set up a point. And I think that's exactly what they need to be doing.
That's tough right there.
Yeah, that was a good take by Kevin. Really good take. And Ben throws it over the net. Impressive. Those are some high net.
From a seated position.
Amazing. Athletes. Yeah. The Bentings are athletes, I tell you.
Oh,
that took the net, didn't it? I think that hit the net.
It did, yeah.
Tough bounce. So,
game point. Oh.
I also think that serve was illegal. A little bit above the hip there.
A little bit? I didn't notice. I never watched for that.
Oh, he was there.
He was there.
He hit his paddle. I think he just didn't want to get hit, which is totally fair. Man, lots of out serves today, which is interesting because last week I think one of the things we were noting when you weren't here was there was very rarely a missed serve. So lots of big serves and mixed, which makes sense. You're just in a different rhythm in mixed, and it might be a little bit more challenging to return some of those big serves with a kind of guy-girl pairing there.
I also think at 2-10 right now, Kevin's was trying to win some easy points on the serve, which he did a lot in match one. So trying to do that here. So
Yeah, and so as Kevin, I think Kevin mentioned this. No, Zach mentioned this, I think. Kevin and Zach played a ton of pickleball together this past year as partners. So very familiar with each other's games, as you see them talking at the end of that last game a little bit, as they're pretty good friends. And, yeah, a little rivalry there of the partners, a little mixed rivalry. But Erica and Zach take that game 11-2. I think Kevin and Jenna are going to come out a little more settled in this game and really make it interesting. Like mentioned before, they did lose game 1 last time and ended up going to 3 and 2 close games at the end there. So definitely look for them to come out strong and create a little friendly chaos.
Yep. I think they will.
Sure, we can.
They will regroup here.
And we will head to Jeff quick as he gives us some analysis.
Yeah, another gripping match here. So we saw a real difference in unforced errors across this match. It seemed like Kevin and Jenna just had a few errors at the start of the game that cost them some points early on and just set them down quite a bit. We had about the same number of winners across both teams. Each team had 5 winners, but there were a few other unfortunate events that worked out in Zach and Erica's favors. They had a net cord winner, they had a couple of drive winners, and so yeah, ultimately, I think this came down to errors and just how those errors aligned with serving versus receiving. So,
Yeah.
Jeff, anything else to add?
Yeah, just looking at Kevin playing, he's trying to play big. I think Jenna was struggling with making good contact on the ball, which is unfortunate. It's just really uncharacteristic of her game. But Kevin tried to get bigger. He plays big as it is, but just wasn't really kind of being successful with that. So I think he's got to be more accurate. Got to kind of choose those times when he can actually take control of the game.
Yeah, choose his moments, and hopefully it works out for him in game 2 here.
Good. Sounds good. Back to the booth. Here we go. We're ready to start.
All right. Thank you so much, Pat and Jeff. We will start out game number 2 in semifinal number 2. Winner of this goes to the finals and plays for the $800 cash money prize and a automatic entrance into the $3,000 championship prize round in April.
I think extremely important for Jenna and Kevin to get off to a good start here.
I agree.
Up their confidence.
Yep.
Get out to a little bit of a lead. I think
strong.
Especially for Jenna. I don't think she seemed settled in much in that first game, so if she can.
No. Definitely some uncharacteristic misses for her.
Yeah,
So
that was a good hold right there. So that's what they need.
All right, let's see if they can get a couple on the board here.
He looked a little unsure if he was going to drive that one or drop it.
He's shaking his head a little bit. He's got a big smile on his face. Good talk.
Good leave.
Yeah. Called Jenna off that pretty early, and a tough serve. Zach handled it really well.
That
but
was a really good
Kevin
return.
followed it in really nicely.
He's gotten Zach on that a couple times where he steps over and drives the forehand.
Well, here's the thing. I think if he's going to take that ball and overextend himself, he has to hit a shot that is going to be a winner or set him up for a winner.
Yep.
I don't think he can just hit a dink right there because that's giving Zach the ability to have a whole open court.
Right.
And Zach he's dangerous there. But if Kevin can hit a tough ball on that take, I think it's really good to do because he's going to be able to set himself up or hit a winner.
That's a good shot by Jenna. So she's definitely looking more like herself in this second game. Oh,
so they're not switching here, and maybe that's a new strategy they're trying to do is not get beat on their switch there, but that is going to come with a little communication.
Yep. That one's Jenna's ball.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you know this about Kevin, but everything is Kevin's ball.
I know.
Until he says
okay?
I'm
admitting eye in the sky that he maybe should have let that one go. That last point, though, big serve by Zach out wide. And
yeah, really good.
Took advantage of that and found the lane down the middle after.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's a good hand.
Get a little
Yeah.
little action
Yeah.
out of Zach here. But yeah, that was, I mean, Jenna definitely seems more settled in this game. She's hitting some great balls right now and really handling pressure well. And a great look. Look at that. Great leave, good communication. Let's see what they can do here on the side out. And they will stack on offense, it looks like.
Oh, just missed that.
Yeah, that's tough.
He's going for it, though.
I think if he just takes one more second, he's got such a weapon with his serve. I think if he just takes one more second to really set up what he wants to hit, I think that's going to make all the difference. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin
wow.
finishes that. What a point.
So good. Jenna hit
Come on,
some
audience.
crazy shots. That was great. Good eye once again. Good communication.
Everything looks in from up here.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do we have the worst angle ever?
We must. With these bars. Another missed serve there by Kevin. That's a tough shot.
That's a tough shot. The spin on that is that she's putting on that on the off speed. Just a good spot right at the feet.
Zach says, anything you can do.
I can do too. All right, let's see if Erica can get a serve in. We want to see some points.
I have faith in her here.
Yeah, I haven't seen Erica miss a whole lot of serves in my lifetime. I probably shouldn't even say this. Oh my goodness. And now the crowd is in it. We got a little clap.
Yeah.
Little clap.
But still, I thought that. How did you not clap for the other point?
Listen, they're getting warmed up, okay? They just saw 8 missed serves in a
warmed
row.
up. We're halfway through the semifinals.
Listen, give them a break, okay? It's almost 9. We get excited at 9.
No, listen, you got free admission to this and free hot dogs. You will clap.
I don't think the hot dogs are free.
Oh. For the sake of my argument,
Wow.
we're just going to pretend they are.
And that overhead, you can hear that right there. Woo. Tough. All right. Let's see if we can get a little run going for Kevin and Jenna here.
Serve in, so that's the start of it. Zach is pasting those returns, though. That's a tough serve to handle. And
that's someone that's
the
played
tennis
with
background.
Kevin a lot.
That's also the tennis background.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
anticipation
totally.
and being able to take that ball off the
familiarity
bounce.
there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Erica also returning serves really well. She's putting a ton of backspin on her shots, which is causing them to pop up the ball a little bit.
Kevin looked a little disappointed he didn't have a chance at that ball.
Ooh, tough.
As Erica does, just takes all of your power and says,
I'm going to suck that
all-
right up.
Is that all you've got? And then lets Zach come over and finish that.
Had a nice little net cord, too.
Kevin walks over to, I don't even know if he consulted with Jenna. He just walked over there and was like, you know what?
We will be stacking.
No.
Have you ever stacked that way?
Not often.
I don't get it. I know it doesn't make sense that it doesn't make sense to me, but it just doesn't make sense
You're
to
correct.
me.
It doesn't make sense that it doesn't make sense to you.
We don't like doing it that way. Yeah, the spin that
good play
Kevin's
by
putting on
Kevin.
those dinks is nasty.
And Erica did a really good job of keeping him honest. She
Oh,
had
absolutely.
Great shots over this way. He handled them well.
Yeah. Jenna calls it out.
Just to make sure.
A little bit late.
That's such a
Great
good shot.
Yeah, good recognition on the switch there. Doesn't hit it hard, just cuts the ball, so it's going to go low and be a tough ball to pick up.
Oh, she had a chance at that.
She did.
Oh, Kevin got to that.
Kevin is covering all the ground in the shortest amount of time. He is an athlete.
That's a great.
Wow, that was a
I
great
think that
ball.
was set up by Jenna's return.
I was going to say, I didn't even think Erica's drop was going over the net. And then beautiful drop, and then Kevin handles it perfectly and just places it right on the...
But if you're going to stack that way,
totally.
The serve return has to be really good. It was.
Erica's next then, oh, you guys want a little bit of overhead angle practice? Here we go.
Erica was like, "That you call that a lob?" Oh, then she does that. Zach put his
Listen,
hand
she
out
just
for
turned around immediately. She's just like, oh, I love it, but I hate it.
I don't want to face you. I don't even want to look at you after I did that.
A little bit of frustration there on the missed return, but their stacking seems to be causing a little bit of frustration, a little bit of fluster.
Well,
so
yeah, you try to hit different shots. You try to.
They're forcing them to hit different balls for sure.
That's not the one probably to love, but
yeah, if I'm lobbing, I'm going over Erica.
Although she got that a little bit high. I think she was maybe trying to go over Erica and just didn't
come off the right way. Totally fair.
I think that also comes from Erica being such a good dinker, though. She forces you to think,
oh,
like,
absolutely.
Do I have to do something else here? Because she's going to just do this all day.
Well, if Erica is controlling the dink, you're in trouble because she's going to hit a perfect lob. She's going to hit an angle. She's going to place it where you don't want it, or she's going to cause a pop-up eventually, right?
They were ready for that. A lot of speed ups, and Zach was ready for that.
Yeah, he definitely wanted that.
Those are such well played points by Zach and Erica.
I mean,
what else
Erica,
can you do?
they're just like puppeteering them. I mean, Erica is just putting the ball exactly where she wants it, and it's just setting Zach up for a put away. I mean, they can't miss. Okay.
That's a big, yes. That's a tough one.
Might have been my fault.
I don't know about that one. That might have been Kevin's fault.
I think that ball's going out. What do you think?
Likely, but I think he had a shot. I can see why. I mean, you're
you're
running up. Yeah, you gotta,
I would have hit it.
Tough ball to leave.
That was a good leave.
As I'm saying that, they left the same ball in the other direction. So.
All right, let's see if we can get a little run here. Oh, tough.
There's the lob.
That was a very good lob.
Yep.
She said, yes, please keep Erica right in line with me. But I will say when you're playing Kevin, it is tough to switch because he will hit a ball exactly where you're not and way too fast for you to get it.
Yep.
So I totally get this stay.
Or he'll take advantage of your movement and just hit it at you, too.
Fair.
That's well played.
Yeah,
they get
really
another,
good
they get another
defense.
hold.
Really good defense. I mean, Zach hits a heavy ball, but you can see his follow through, how much topspin he's putting on it. So they defended that really well and played into that nicely.
Oh, Kevin hit some great shots there. I mean, he hit a great.
I love how
job.
Erica is playing this. She hits her really nice played shots, and then as soon as the ball gets fed out, she's like, okay, I'll go off the line, and Zach, you can take it. And it's working out perfectly for them. Wow, that was a fire dink from Jenna. Really good shot.
See if they can get another hold at 9 here. It's been a minute. And they do.
Yeah, really good.
Sometimes if you can just turn this into a little offense, and the
Yeah.
other team's stuck, you can
Get a couple points
make
here
a little
and
run.
It's a whole new game.
Easier said than done when your opponent hits those shots, though.
Yeah, that was but also set up by Erica's misdirect.
That's what I
on
mean.
that
Yeah,
down the
yeah,
line.
it's all of
the
them.
little run call. That's just my own snarky side comment.
Oh, there's a big forehand from Kevin, and that thing's dipping down onto the kitchen line too. Well, they got one, but now they have to switch. Now they have to do the.
Yep, they're in their side stacking, which actually worked very well for them. So.
Hit Kevin, right?
I don't know, because I thought it was.
It
Oh, yeah,
did,
okay,
yeah.
it did.
I
I
was
was like,
gonna say,
I
the
thought it
ball
was
was
out.
out, yeah.
I was very confused.
Yeah,
That's a
tough.
good ball.
That is tough when you give them that
Yeah.
line and you're switching.
That is Zach's bread and butter. But a great game. They fought off hard there at the end, had a couple side outs, and
Yep. And hey, for Jenna and Kevin, first time playing together.
amazing.
You draw the 2 seed.
Yeah,
You
and
lose
you
the
upset
first
them.
one and you win. So that was
Yeah.
good work on their part.
And I mean, Zach and Erica won last time, so they're I mean a very tough team. So
This is going to be a heck of a final.
oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
Listen, if you're thinking about going to bed tomorrow, it's Friday. A lot of you
Tomorrow.
probably don't even have to get fully dressed. I'm saying if you're thinking about going to bed,
You said tomorrow.
for tomorrow, to get up early tomorrow for work. It's casual Friday, right?
Casual Friday.
You don't have to get dressed. Stay
Yeah.
up and watch this final.
Yeah.
because
This is gonna be great.
This is going to be a very good final.
And I will say that Kevin and Jenna will play for third, and they will be playing against. Why am I blanking on this?
Do we know yet?
Yeah, that was semifinal
Oh,
two, wasn't it?
Allison and Kyle.
Yeah, Allison. I was like, wait, I know who's playing. So they will be on, I'm assuming, court 2 potentially, for their stream for third place, and then we will head down. We will head down to
Perfect,
Jeff and
thank
Pat
you.
as they give us a game analysis for that match.
Great. Obviously, that was an exciting match. It lasted longer than I thought. It actually stalled at 7. It stalled again at 9. And we look at those unforced errors being 16 for Zach and Erica and 17 for Jenna and Kevin. But really what took place was those unforced errors really happened when they were serving. And that's the identifier of this entire game was the total winners Zach put away. 12 clear winners in that game. And, when you look at total winners of 15-7, it just shows the difference in that game.
Yeah, it was quite striking, and Kevin and Jenna came out and they hit some great shots and they worked hard to create some great opportunities for themselves. But Zach and Erica were just relentless. They just wouldn't give them an inch, And I think just the pressure they applied just kind of wore them down a little bit more, and that's what we see in the score there at 11-3 in a game 2. All right, we'll send it back to the booth here.
Hey guys. We are in the midst of the action here at All In Pickleball Gym. I am here with the unfortunately defeated Kevin and Jenna, the end of their first ever partnership. For tonight, just to clarify. How did your strategy, like what were you thinking going in, and then how did it change mid-game? Because we saw a lot of different things that you guys were kind of pulling out there.
We were going to try to do some lobs, but we were just having a really hard time getting up to the kitchen. I think they did a good job keeping us back. Zach's returns, I was just saying, they're just hard and fast and heavy. They're really hard. They're heavy, and they're hard to handle. My drives were going high, the thirds were going high, so just nothing was really working, and they did great at just pushing us a little further than what we had last game.
Yeah, talk to me about stacking, not stacking, Kevin. I saw maybe some slight disagreements on a call there in the second game. What were your thoughts there?
Yeah, so originally I said we should stack on offense exclusively because, I want to be across the court from Zach and dinking with Zach. But then, we couldn't find a rhythm. So, whenever we can't find a rhythm, you got to change it up. So then we started reverse stacking on defense as well. But Zach comes from a good tennis background. He knows me inside and out. So he hits with a lot of pace, like Jen was alluding to. And he does a good job of keeping you back. So we just struggled getting to the net, but next time we'll get him.
Cool. How big is knowing players? Like, how big of a role does that play? Because obviously you play with these guys all the time. Do you think it gives, an advantage to either side, or you just learn how to handle shots?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big advantage knowing who you're up against. Zach and I played all this year together, so he knows my weaknesses, he knows my strengths, so he tries to keep away from my forehand, and he did a better job of executing my weaknesses. So, yeah, it's a huge advantage.
Fair enough. Overall, it seemed like you guys were really still into the chaos, trying to outpower them. What would you do differently?
If I could get a few more drops in, I think I would resort to a few more drops and maybe making our way up to the kitchen a little bit more. I don't necessarily advocate for a third shot lob. However, if your drives aren't working and your drops aren't working, maybe I should have done a third lob just once, only one time.
Fair enough. Okay, so obviously Zach and Erica here will be heading into the finals playing Downey and Jaron. We know that Zach and Erica won the last mixed event. Who would you put your money on?
I would say I'm going to put my money on it goes to game 3, but at the end of the day, I think I'm going to put my money on Zach. Zach does a really good job of being able to download his opponents and find their weaknesses and exploit them. Jaron, everyone on the court is obviously a phenomenal player, but I think at the end of the day, I'd have to put my money on Zach, speeding the ball up.
And Erica.
And Erica, absolutely.
Okay, obviously we have to remember the partner. The star can only shine because of the solid night sky. I know you know this, Kevin. Jenna, what about you?
Listen, they're all wonderful pickleball friends, but at the end of the day, I have to go Team Revlin, so I'm going to go with Jaron and Downey, I think. But I do agree, I think it's going to go to game 3.
Cool, and what do you think is going to be the winning strategy here?
I think resets is going to be a huge thing, and I think Downey and Jaron are very good at resets. Like we were talking about, Zach is great at pushing back, but those two are great at resets, so I think they will end up making their way to the kitchen, and I think they can handle that game.
All right, well, you guys will go on to play for third place, and we'll see who's right. We're going to head back to the booth and catch the beginning of this game. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll try that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Soph, and great job to all the players as we head into the finals here.
Yeah, we'll try to keep you updated on what happens in that third place.
Yeah, we might be
match
able to
as
flip
well.
over during some timeouts or something as we figure out what court they're going to play on and everything. But yeah, as we head into the finals, we have Zach and Erica, defending champions, playing Jaron and Downey, a newer partnership, but very good players. We heard some predictions down on the court. What are you thinking, Alan?
I said early on that the 1 seed was going to be tough to beat, so I think I'll have to stick with them. But I agree with Kevin's analysis that Zach and Erica are going to be tough to beat. They're just such a good combination of kind of fire and ice. Erica's able to slow things down and keep the points going, and Zach's able to pick his spots to step in. So that's a
Really
tough
take over.
combination. But I think the way Downey and Jaron have been playing, as we mentioned, I mean, they just pickled Kyle and Allison,
Which
the
is
last time
an
they played.
extremely talented team.
Right, and I don't think that as our stats guys mentioned, the score didn't really even reflect that. Kyle and
No.
Allison played pretty well.
They did.
For getting pickled. It's just Downey and Jaren are really on right now. So now I think the biggest thing I'm looking to see is they had to sit and while Zach and Erica played. So did they cool down after? You come off a pickle, you're feeling good, and then you have to sit through a match. So I'm wanting to see how they come out here to start with as they're warming up here and trying to kind of recapture some of that fire that they had.
Who
What
wants
about
to
yourself?
hear my opinion?
I do. I was going to ask. I was asking. I was in the process.
Listen, as a female player, I'm saying right now, as Kevin was saying, talking all about Zach, I think mixed comes down to the female player. And I think Downey is playing a little bit tighter, less air pickleball at the moment. And if she stays on that track, I think that her and Jaren are going to take it. I just think that the female is so important, and you can only do so much to keep the ball away from the guy, and the girl is going to have to hit some balls. So it comes down to who is hitting better shots for their partner.
I gave credit to both women in my analysis, by the way.
No, I totally get it.
I'm just making sure that you knew that.
I just think Zach and Jaren are both extremely talented guys, as are Downey and Erica, two of the top girls in Michigan for sure. And just today, it seems to me that Downey has been a little bit more zoned in, I would say. But not to say that Erica isn't right there with her. So definitely game 3. And definitely a very close match.
I do know that Jaren likes some pressure sometimes on himself. And so I think that might force it to a game 3.
I think that first point is a kind of an example of Erica kind of just she's pretty good at taking the air out of the ball, and so that's kind of what happened there.
Jaren, and for people that like pace, it's tough.
Yes,
it's tough to play someone like that. That's so good at it.
She can lull you to sleep a little bit too.
Yeah, and then she just attacks with her insanely good lobs, and you're just like, oh.
And she hits a good inside-out forehand drive.
Yeah.
She hits a good forehand drive. She just doesn't use it a lot, especially at this level. She doesn't
need to.
Doesn't need to, but she can do it.
Yeah.
You give it to her.
Definitely. All right, so a little close game already with a 2-1 score here in game 1 of our finals.
There's that Downey serve we've been talking about.
Yeah, she's been hitting bullets. I know we did mention that third place match would be taking place, but I am thinking that one of the teams went home since they are not from this side of the state.
Yes, looks like Kyle and Allison may have left.
So if you were looking for the stream for the third place match, it will not be taking place.
Yeah, so if you
Kevin and Jenna got third.
If you happen to be parents of one of those players and you are in Texas, your son got third.
So great play for a first-time partnership. And our first tag of the game.
We haven't had a ton of those.
No, I think
in
we
general.
had one in our previous matchup. And good eye by Jaren to let that ball go as he's coming up to the net. Adeline and I were talking about this last week. Jaren's still in his warm-up shirt. Hasn't quite gotten warmed up yet. just settling in.
Maybe he just wants the
just
sweat.
Settling in.
People like to sweat.
Oh, absolutely.
As people start to clear out, as teams leave and audience members leave, maybe it's the temperature's dropping a little bit. That was a mishit.
Yeah, I think he ran before he watched the ball, and it just kind of hit the wrong side of the paddle there.
Downey with a drive and
a timeout here. I think Zach and Erica might have called that one.
Feeling like you want to stop the momentum before it really gets going.
And real quick here during our timeout, this is Thursday Premier Night Pickleball, hosted at All In Pickleball Gym in Byron Center, Michigan. Elders Helpers is sponsoring our event tonight, as well as Kind Crumbs, an allergen-free bakery, wholesale bakery. Check them out at kindcrumbs.com. And thank you to all the volunteers and everyone that works so hard to put on these great events. We have them coming up for the rest of the winter, really. I think we have a couple weeks break as the holidays come in here, but our next event is actually going to be a women's, I believe.
Yep.
I believe women's is on the 30th of November. So that's our first women's matchup, and that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I wish I was playing, but I cannot wait.
That's good pickleball all around right
really
there.
Really good pickleball. And Erica, her little strategic self, hits a dink behind Jaron, makes him come over as he cheats back to the middle. She hits that forehand we were talking about, and perfect play.
Saw them both, Downey and Erica, moving their dinks around really well, too.
Like I said, leave it to the girls to set up the good points here. They are here to make the difference.
Wide.
Man, our cameraman, shout out to the cameraman down there. They're in harm's way at all times.
They're doing a great job. Yeah.
They could, that's
holding
dangerous
the shots
down
still,
there.
especially with a Dura.
Yeah.
Oh,
ooh, tough bounce. I like the take by Zach, just a little bit behind it on that one, but
Jaron
I
gave
do
him
like
a tough
that take.
angle there.
Yeah, that was a good look. Downey loves that running backhand slap. She just loves it. But a great play by Zach and Erica to stay on that and follow through on the point there. Ooh.
Oh,
good leave, because that barely missed.
Not by much.
Great court vision by Erica there.
Oh, that is. Jaron gives her a so good, which it was.
Good. So good. She's serious. She's zoned it. She's like, Smiley Downey, no more.
Oh, yeah.
I am serious.
This is for money. Just wide. Yeah.
Which is interesting because he pushed off of the kitchen line, and I thought he was going to hit it in the air, and that would have been a foot fault. So, good leave.
Good leave. Bob would have been all over that.
Oh, totally.
Dying to call the rare push off. It's our first point in a little while, I think.
Yeah. Got Joni calling the score down there. She said, why did I do that? Yeah, you can't leave that high ball up for Zach. He's looking for that one.
We've all hitched some shots that as soon as they come off the paddle, we're already questioning everything.
Well. Which is funny because sometimes I feel like if you just didn't think that, like, a lot of people's defense is better than they think it is, right? So it's like you can get that next ball back, but you're already like, oh, I hit a horrible shot. It's over. The day of missed serves is definitely today.
There have been a few. Oh, that's some really solid
drop.
play. Yeah.
Erica's drop was absolutely lethal. Really good defense by all players, but great change of pace and drop by Erica to set up that winning shot there. Wow, that backhand slap, Downey. Jaren is loving that. Lots of so goods, which I love. We love a supportive partner. In life and on the court.
Can you verify that in life, or are you guessing? I mean, it's a safe guess based on his
good ball.
personality. Wow, that ball went it.
Yeah. That ball finds its way right in the corner.
Zach did acknowledge it was lucky, so good sportsmanship.
Ooh, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Erica. Look at that little hop, skip, and a take out of the air.
She can read when somebody else's lob is coming.
And the best part about it is she doesn't even hit it hard back. She just sets it up for the next point. Catches the ball in the net there.
Yep. He hit such a good drive before that, way back.
It's sometimes I would love to see him drive then drop.
Yep.
Just to switch up the pace, just a touch, because sometimes you just get in the block zone and you're hitting such good blocks because he's hitting such good drives that if you just switched up to a top spin drop and just made him think about it a little bit more. The game of lobs. Oh, nice. Oh.
What an athletic play there by Jared.
And we get a woohoo out of Downey. Very athletic, great get, and great court coverage of Downey to get over there quick enough so that they couldn't hit it there either.
Yes, she recognized it right away. And
yeah,
moved.
really good move.
Tough serve again. You know, we were talking about Kyle's serve and Kevin's serve. Downey might be getting more free points on her serve, or just as many.
I think more because she hasn't missed any serves that I've seen.
That's true. The net gain has been.
Yeah, like she's overall gaining for sure. And another backhand slap. Man, I need that shot. I don't even know what it is,
yes,
but I want that.
It looks
I'm going
like
to talk to her after this.
It looks like she's fencing or something, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It doesn't even make sense. Another free point right there on the serve. Like
I want her to yell "on guard" when she hits that ball.
We'll have to talk to her about this after.
Sure, that's exactly what she'll want to talk about after.
And that was game point, so we'll have game point attempt number 2 here. Jaren does take the blame for the miscommunication there. So, again. Oh. Ooh. I like that take. I mean, that's a good ball.
And again, everything from where we're sitting looks like it's in on this line over here.
That was gnarly. It needs to let some of those go.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm whispering, but
they can hear you when you whisper also.
It also wasn't a secret. It's easy to say from up here when you're in a hands battle. It's really hard to step back and let those go, but I think almost all of those balls are going out.
Well, that one he put away. Erica gave him a sorry. Sorry for my first attackable shot I've hit.
Ever in my life. Oh, tough dink by Downey. Great get. And then follows it up with a really well-placed back spinning dink. Great play. Game point attempt number 3 here. Server of the century. Oh, it was in her hands. Way to let her down, Jaren.
That's going to be, set up by a really good drop.
Very good. And we've talked about his drops multiple times.
A two-handed backhand drop, which you don't see a lot of people do that. He rolls it from his backhand side.
Well, it's deceiving, too, because it looks like it's going to be a really high ball.
Yep.
And then it just drops close to the net. You can't really do much except try to pick it up. And you can't take it out of the air unless you got go-go gadget arms. So it's just a tough shot. So Downey and Jaron, our #1 seed here tonight at this week's episode of Thursday Premiere Night, take game 1 in our finals. They are playing for $800 and an automatic entrance spot into our championships in April, where the prize pot will be $3,000. So quite the money prize. These sessions will be going all winter long here at All In Pickleball Gym. There will be women's exclusive tournaments. There will be some more mixed. There will be some more open play, which can be men mixed or women. And yeah, it's going to be a super good season here. We'll be streaming them all. It is not every week. Just a FYI for people out there, there is a schedule posted on All In's site, I believe. So if you are looking for dates, you can always go and check that out. Oh, there I am. Hi,
Look
everybody.
at that. You get your own.
I don't know where I'm going.
In case
Oh,
anybody
from
didn't know
Seth.
your
Hey,
name.
Seth. Yes, so we are here, and we are excited to watch game 2. Look for Erica and Zach to come out hot and heavy-handed here and try to force a game 3, which, as fans, we would all love to see.
I kind of wanted to go to sleep, but thanks for speaking for me.
You're welcome. Didn't you just tell everyone else that they shouldn't be sleeping?
Until the end of this match. That doesn't mean I want it to go as long as possible.
We're going to throw it down to Jeff and Pat for a quick stat.
Yeah, so in game 1 there, it was a pretty close match, at 11-5. Let me just go back to the stats here. We unfortunately saw like a run of errors from Zach towards the start of that match. It just set them back right from the very beginning. But altogether, we saw we saw 6 winners total from Zach and Erica versus 9 from Downey and Jaron. So that definitely made a difference in terms of a few points. We saw a few net cords. We saw a couple of lob winners. So yeah. Good match, and yeah, hopefully it's tight here in game 2 and we can get to a game 3. So yeah, let's send it back to the booth with Alan and Tori.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. And once again, we've seen Downey's serve and backhand slap, just setting up all the points out here.
It's and
yeah,
another
I might
serve.
want
That
to check
one
that
didn't
ball.
bounce.
That did not bounce.
Jesus. Check the ball.
Looks like Joni's like, I don't think the ball is cracked, so maybe your paddle is the reason this is happening. Johnny's like, me? My paddle? Absolutely not.
Not this new engage.
There is such thing as a Dura bounce, though. It's a very real thing. The balls in the Dura Fast 40 are different, or the holes in the Dura Fast 40 are different sizes. So every once in a while, when you hit a different sized hole, the ball just doesn't bounce. I mean, that's a very real thing. So maybe it was just one of those instances, as they did not change out the ball.
I think that's the first serve Downey's missed, and it was by like a fingernail.
Yeah, it was barely out. I didn't think they called it out at first.
I didn't either.
It was out, though. Oh, unfortunate, but
So we said that
a good roll.
because they had to wait to play, Downey and Jaron might be a little slow to start in game 1. I didn't really notice that, but now they seem to be firing on all cylinders. This is like
Yeah, it didn't seem that way, but yeah, they are definitely looking like a well-oiled machine out here. Oh, wow.
that's
Tough.
yes.
If I'm Zach and Erica, I'm calling a timeout.
Looks like they're gonna play through it. Well, that's a heat check.
I know,
Yeah.
Jaron just going for it all, going for broke. But that is a good start at 7-0, and yeah. Yeah, I think Erica and Zach can definitely come back in this. I think they just need to get to the kitchen line, set up their shots, and they'll be just fine. Oh, just missed,
Just
but
missed.
such a good ball.
He said no, and then he rethought his decision for a second, and then
Just missed. There's that drop again. Just spins it just enough.
just enough. It did look like there was a chance to attack that. Zach said why and himself, but
Oh, shoot.
he does it again.
Wow. Okay. So, this is what happened in the semifinal.
This
The
is
game 2.
Yeah.
They are just not making any errors. They're hitting the ball exactly where they need to be. And I mean, that is just tough. I mean, the what am I looking
the drive
for?
combo
No,
and
no,
then
no,
the
no.
drive and then drop combo.
Misconception. Misdirection.
Misdirection. The misconception. It could be.
Listen, the misdirection on that ball was heavy. I mean, Zach didn't even move until it was at his foot. I mean, you just couldn't see it. So good.
Oh.
I love that Donnie was like, well, Jaren, if you're going to hit 8,000 drive winners, I'm also going to drive the ball out of nowhere. And Erica's laughing a little bit. And they did fend off match point.
And a pickle.
And a pickle.
And there it is.
Absolutely.
The pickle's gone.
The pickle is gone. Let's see if they can keep stringing this together. Joni, our volunteer ref, misspoke and said 1-0-1, and Zach said, we'll take it. We'll take it. As she immediately catches her mistake. So there she two-handed and pulled it, and I think it almost threw Zach off because she pulled it so far to the line. I think he was looking for the forehand where she's been normally hitting it. So a really great shot by Downey. I don't think I've seen her hit a two-handed all day.
I don't think she has
I didn't even
either.
know she had that in her arsenal. Amazing.
It's not fair. No, you're not supposed to be.
And this is why
both.
she's the #1 female in Michigan. There she said, hiya. That's kind of close to on guard, right?
Yeah. Although she said that, she was saying that about Jaren's shot.
Good leave. Good hands by everyone. Again, cameraman. It's dangerous out there. All right, so this is a match point attempt number 2.
It's 10-3, by the way, despite what you see on your screen there. We're getting there.
Oh, nice shot. The ball finds the line. Shocking. Zach's shot finds the line.
Here's the 10 stuck, though.
Attempt number 3 for the match. And they hold them off again. All right, let's see if they can keep getting some points up here on the board, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Especially in pickleball.
Only in pickleball.
I don't know about only in pickleball.
Oh,
yeah.
Good cover
good
by
job
Erica
to hold back
on the
on
net
that,
card.
though, by Jaren.
Yeah. Good eye. We've talked about this for men's, but Jaren has a really good court recognition. He's very good at seeing the ball.
Right, this is attempt number 3.
4, I believe.
4?
Yeah, because they had it before the first side out, so when it was going to be a pickle.
Oh, true. Oh, that's still 3, I think. Oh, but I won't argue with you. Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right,
so
we're
the
going to
ball
end
is
on
out.
that. We're all going to.
So it is 11-3. So Jared and Downey, our number 1 seed, take the big prize home here. They have won finals in episode 4 of Thursday premiere night. We will head down to the court to talk to Jeff and Pat about the game analysis.
Yeah, what a final game there. Jared and Downey go off to a 7-0 lead right at the start there. That's hard to come back from. And Zach and Erica hung in there for a few minutes and, managed to stay in it for a few possessions. But ultimately, once you're at 10, it's hard to lose the match, I think. And so, yeah, Jeff, what are you seeing in the stats here?
Well, once again, our unforced errors surprisingly are not that far apart, but that just doesn't really describe what the game was. So we saw a lot of speed-up winners from Jaren and Downey. I don't know. There weren't a lot of other stats other than there was a lot more driving coming up from the baseline, and I think that paid off a lot for Jaren at this game.
It seems that whoever's speeding the ball up tonight is winning the matches. That's kind of been my observation. So. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're going to send it over to Sophie here with after-match interview.
Hello, guys. This is Thursday Night Premier League, and I am here with Downey and Jaren, our Episode 4 winners. Congratulations. Are you guys excited?
Yes, very excited.
Really, really excited over here.
Now I can go home and sleep.
So you're tired. Yes, Downey's tired.
He's 20. I'm going to be 40 next year, so.
39, but you kept up really well.
I tried. I feel like my body's going to be very sore tomorrow. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Elders Helpers is one of our sponsors, so so they're there for us. So maybe consider checking them out in a few years, of course. Jaren, were you expecting to get this one? When I was interviewing people, I heard 3 games, and you guys just blew it out of the water. What was it, like 10-1 at one point in the second game?
I think 10-1. So I'm very confident in my partner for sure. So definitely had high expectations for this tournament. Downey obviously is a beast, especially her backhand just down that line. Like, just try it. I dare you. So no, definitely very good, supportive, solid partner. So thank you, Downey, for playing with me.
What was your plan going into the game? Because it worked.
We worked just like Jaren and I. So I got to do a big shout out to Kristen Reinhardt, Ben Mazik. Thank you for playing with us last Saturday. So thank you. I say it enough.
So they helped you develop your strategy?
They did. So, I mean, we don't play much because I'm in East Lansing. He is in Muskegon, so it's hard to play together. But I love playing with him. He's super nice, and whenever I made a mistake, he smile. So he was helping really a lot. So
yeah, energy and the mental game seem to be such a big piece of this, and you guys looked so positive out there. On that note, you're walking away with some money tonight. I didn't know if you knew this, but Kind Crumbs is also one of our sponsors, and they have some delicious baked goods out there. So, just an option. But what are you going to spend your money on?
Gosh, so I've lost the past couple finals. So Bentley, my dog, has not been able to eat. That's a joke, everybody. That's a joke.
Okay, PETA, do not come for us.
He's gonna get probably some extra treats this week. So.
That's so selfless. No wonder you're a good partner, Jaren. What about you, Downey?
I promised to my mom I'm going to give my money to her, no matter it's $400 or $50, because she's watching my kids. So sorry, Mom, but I love you. Thank you for watching my baby. I appreciate it.
Aww. Well, sounds like you guys both have a lot of support, both from your partners, from your families, and we just want to thank our sponsors for this whole event. And congratulations, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to All In Pickleball and all of our viewers. I think we're going to go to Jeff for some final analysis and then back up to the booth to sign off.
Go ahead.
What an enjoyable night. Once again, Scott, the crew did a great job. You guys did a great job up in the booth. It's exciting play to see this type of play come to Grand Rapids and Byron Center, actually. But I just want to thank All In Pickleball Gym for putting this together, making this available, showing some of the talent from across the state. People are traveling to get here, and I think they look at this as a highlight for their week, and we're just blessed that they're here to show off their talents.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. It's a real privilege to be a part of this broadcast and this tournament, you know, and shout out to All In Pickleball Gym and our sponsors, Elders Helpers, Kind Crumbs. It's great to see everybody involved, showing the love, helping this sport that we love blow up. So yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Any thoughts on the final analysis, kind of an overall picture here, Jeff? We kind of had the expectation that coming out of last week where it was the Open and it was all men's teams, that this week the play would be a little slower, and that did not turn out to be the case at all. So there was so much action. I saw so many fastballs, just pressure across the board from everybody seizing every opportunity, and that seems to be the direction that pickleball is heading. So I guess that's my sort of overall analysis here, is that it seems that people who are speeding up the ball and speeding up the ball well are winning points and winning games and thus winning matches. So.
I think this last game, though, really to me represented a little bit of what a good dink match looks like. I mean, we saw a lot of pressuring dinks going on, really long dinks, that were I guess sustainable. You know what I mean? And it's like that's not what we've been seeing much of in the past. Once the speed up happened, the point got over fairly quickly, and we reset the ball. We went into a long match at the net. I thought that was really a good exhibition.
Yeah, we definitely saw more dinks in that match, but even among those dinks, many of those dinks were pressure dinks. They were hard sliding knife shots to the edge of the court, to the corner of the kitchen. So I guess my overall summary is pressure.
Pressure. So, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. All right. One last time, we're going up to the booth. Alan.
Thanks.
Alan? Tori, what do you mean? He's not even on. He's on mute.
See how I stepped aside and let you take that ball.
Unbelievable. Well, we'll keep it short and sweet here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for Thursday Premier Night Pickleball, hosted at All In Pickleball Gym, sponsored by Elders Helpers and Kind Crumbs. Thank you, Alan, for joining me today. Any final last words?
How did it feel to have me back? After
it was so great.
I thought
missed you dearly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining, everyone. I'm Tori. This is Alan. This is Thursday Premier Night Pickleball, and we will be back on the 30th for some awesome women's action.
Welcome to All In Pickleball Gym, the first dedicated indoor pickleball facility in Grand Rapids, featuring 5 full-sized indoor courts and 2 trainer courts that feature a professional outdoor pickleball surface. 16-foot full enclosed ball containment nets on every court will ensure that you will never have to yell ball again. Looking to level up your game? Join any one of our leagues, drill sessions, or training clinics scheduled throughout the week. Industry lighting, online booking, key code access, custom training courts, and players lounge are just a few of the amazing things about All In Pickleball Gym.